one of you dies tonight.
What?
Why?
I mean, like, you got to start strong.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Right, and you got to put you got to posture. You got to put yourself forward because when you're running any kind of game, you have to be completely aggro. Otherwise, your players don't respect you.
Aggro.
This is not how to run a game, by the way.
Welcome to full party.
Extremely terrified.
You're not the one who's gonna die. Everybody loves you.
Yeah. Oh, is it a popularity?
Oh, you guys didn't know.
I'll see you guys later.
I mean, I don't think you're.
Yes, descending into the grave. Thank you, speckled bird. I love it. 5 paths descending. 5 feet descending. They don't even give him 6. Anyway.
Good enough.
That's right. Yeah. Just toss them in there. It's fine.
In our following episode, we just have dogs digging you up.
Zombie 5 paths?
Brains for knowledge. Let's consume knowledge.
You sound like the stream we met last week.
Quah.
Quah.
Oh yeah, you're never seeing it.
John, I have a request.
Justice for Quah.
Justice for Quah.
Let's get it trending, guys. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Well, I'm glad that you're here with us. I'm glad that all 4 of you are here with me. And I mean, we ended on a cliffhanger last time, right? You'll get used to that. That happens a lot. You got to keep the people coming back. But I will also point out that at this point, ladies and gents, your character sheets are locked. After this session, we will be posting those character sheets so that everybody can know. I should also point out, though, that every one of my players here at this table have one intimacy that's been redacted from their sheet. Something that they know and I know, but that not even the other players at the table know. So, a little spice. I can't wait to tell you what number 3 is.
Gotta get those clicks.
Oh man, that's it. All we care about is just BuzzFeeding this game, which not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. Hey, do you have any questions? You're about to get into probably the first serious combat, maybe.
Yo, spoiler.
I mean, you have weapons drawn, and maybe you'll talk your way out of it. I don't know. You do have a Dawncast with you.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
That's you.
What do I do with these?
Oh no.
I'm going to remind all of you that we have not only our decision point that the audience has to look out for, the top moment of the game, the turning point, the pivotal moment, the coolest moment. That's going to be voted from you, the audience, at the end of the game. But don't forget that all 4 of you have your achievements that you're looking for. That's going to earn you your Solar Exalted at the end of the session. Remember that most of these achievements that you'll earn will probably be things that you can kind of get. Like good role-playing, letting other people shine, and maybe role-playing those flaws or things that your defining intimacies might make you suck at. But there is also now a list that we have finally compiled and given all pithy names to.
Big fan.
That you guys don't know about, but that you could potentially earn in sessions here today. And we'll see if the chat will react should you manage to do so. If any of you do have any questions, or if any of you in the chat have any questions, now's the time, because we may as well just hop right into this.
Oh god.
Yeah? Anyone around the table?
I feel good.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, beyond the general life stuff.
What am I doing?
Give me a life question while we're seeing if chat's coming in here.
What is the secret to happiness?
The secret to happiness.
Does that exist?
The secret to happiness is being okay with who you are and wanting more.
Ooh.
That's as good as I can get.
Or of anything.
Wanting more for yourself, I guess. Wanting to strive. Having something to aim at.
Right.
I don't know. This is Philosophy 101 in 4 seconds.
Congratulations, you've graduated! Yay!
Did I just unlock an achievement, is my question.
Let me check. No! But, you know. The secret to happiness is watching Full Party live every week.
Agreed.
Or cake.
Is it solo SC?
Cake is also
Is
good.
it coconut cake?
I'm going to remind people that you may want to pay attention to Real Brick Wall, who is compiling an enormous amount of data about this game. When am I giving her a calculum so she can craft my hashtag guest
John.
artifact? So Mistrich is actually has written up a guest artifact that he has
It's legit.
that he wants to put into the game. We'll have to discuss the rules on those things. There's a couple of evocations in there that I think might be just a tad overtuned, at least for my tastes. But, you know, who knows? There's no reason why that can't necessarily be something that we look at. If anybody has anything that they wanted to submit to us, you totally can.
Art?
You know. Art is... Well,
Wild
art especially,
theory
because we've seen
crafting?
those. But idle theory crafting is like a thing.
Fanfic. We love us some fanfic.
But if you also go on to Beanduck's Discord... Beanduck's Discord has a place where you can discuss these things, and the players will discuss with you. And I can try not to look if you really care about that.
No, look. Mark something if you don't want John to see it for whatever
Yeah, you can
reason.
put it in spoiler tags. Discord has spoiler tags now.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. I guess we can.
Just like that.
I know, I saw you. It was great.
All right.
You're like, hey guys, just found this.
All right.
You know, there's a bunch of people who would probably say that my games avoid combat. And that's not really true. I've been running games for a very long time now, and some of the best parts in games is when you take it outside the skill and the charm of the players, and you put their fate into this. Because that's kind of like what life is, right? Like, no matter how good we are or how bad we are, sometimes we...
Drop it right off the table. Irony, folks. It's a real thing.
Indeed.
Sorry, John.
Sometimes
You just proved
we
your point.
roll the dice and things go well. Sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes your die bounces out of your wormwood dice tray and hits the concrete below. I should point out that there is a standing rule in my game that if you roll a die and it does not make it into the container it was designed for, or if it falls off the table, it does not count. You never play dice as they lie on the ground. So you know, now that I've thoroughly embarrassed myself, just like that,
You're doing great, John.
I will point out to all of you this. I don't kill PCs. The story kills PCs. Or you kill PCs. Sometimes, yes, it comes down to dice, but I should point out that in general, if you die, it's going to be because the story demanded it, or because you decided that taking the chance was important enough to risk your character's life. I'll also point out that if any of you die, you are welcome to roll a new character. We're not just going to show you the door. You're like, thanks, Amir. It's been a slice.
I had my bags packed. Just in case.
But it is important that the threat of death is real. Otherwise, there's no stakes. And without stakes, a game becomes very quickly pretty boring. I want you to think about the stakes as you're just about to go into what could be a very important encounter for all of you. Because it's important to realize that a lot of the fun is in stakes as well. You're all actors. You know stakes. What number would you assign this today? Like a 4? 5?
Well, what's a 10? It's relative.
Oh, 10 means literally the fate of the entire universe rests upon your shoulders. Guess what? You're playing Exalted. That'll probably happen at some point.
Yikes.
Give it a 5.
Give it a 5?
Yeah.
That seems about right.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's time for us to figure out exactly where we are. Are we going to listen from the diary of 5 Paths of
Yes!
I was worried, John. I wasn't going to get a chance.
Oh, you'll get the chance.
Well, for everyone to know, a little summary of what happened last session from the diary. 5 Paths. Again. All right. So the party takes Lieutenant Howe away from the monk community, arguing the whole way about what to do with him. Stopping at a creek, Nyx makes it clear that River Jade is the only reason he's still alive, and that she and Pellio aren't convinced that he's useful. Howe reveals that he is the chosen of mercy. Will they show him some? A spirit arises from the creek. Qua is the hard-talking god of that creek, and he wants tribute. Instead of sacrificing Howe, Pellio promises to give a tribute in exchange for safe passage. It's a show. Period. They move towards a port town, aptly named the Port. As Howe, River Jade, and 5 Paths wait, Nyx and Pellio go into town to get some clothes and have some fun. So in a shop, searching for scarves, Pellio is interrupted by a handsome woman who is very interested in him. Nyx recognizes her as Lady Rain, the dragon-blooded exalt present at her exaltation. She ducks out. Lady Rain takes Pellio at knife point to find Pellio's serving girl. Madison? No,
Philomena.
That's right.
Philomena.
Oh, Madison. What the hell?
Where did Madison come from?
Madison Avenue? While discussing the finer points of punishment. Nyx gets the drop on her as the others rush in to defend Pellio. So, she's being held at bay by you. You're there, and we're on our way.
Correct.
With Howe.
You're basically...
I think we're there.
We're getting there. We're getting
You're
there.
there.
We're there.
Well, I'm there.
You've been holding her at bay, however, for a few rounds. I'm going to assume that you have about 2 rounds left before she can act normally. Cool. So you either have to take the shot, or not.
And if I take the shot, she defends as normal, right?
Because she's being held at bay, you basically get an ambush attack on her, and you get extra damage as a result. So like you have a very solid advantage on her for 2 rounds. I will warn you when a round is about to end because social actions will take a certain amount of time. Rounds are a nebulous amount of time. Sometimes you can qualify it as like 5 seconds. If we're in socials, I'm going to assume that rounds take a bit longer. So you'll probably have about 2 minutes before it start becoming a concern.
Okay.
Everyone okay with that? All right. So, here's the situation as it stands. Lady Rain is currently being held at bay by Nyx. Nyx, you have your weapon just directly... what's your weapon called again?
A kakute.
A kakute, which is essentially a ring with a spike on it.
I wear it on my middle finger.
Which is held against her neck. Pellio, you're standing in front of her, a couple of paces away.
Okay.
You have approached and you've kicked away her diclaves, her short diclaves. Pointing at remember that the short diclaves, when you touched it with the cudgel known as Sunbreaker.
Former cudgel.
Former cudgel. It is now a nice pile of ash on the ground. So touching these things may be contraindicated by your user manual. Pellio, you're a few steps in front, though, still, and you still have your sword, Slash Dance, on you. Hammer, or Hammer Time, depending on whether you want to go by what's engraved on it. Is that in your hand currently?
Yeah, it's in my hand.
And then for you, Five Paths, I think that you are also on the scene, but you came from a different direction.
Yeah, my goal was to arrive next to or near Pellio with Hal, but I'm gonna wait for Hal as well.
You haven't really attracted a scene just yet. It's getting dark, so first of all, people would have to be able to see what's going on. Although there are enough kind of torches lit around here that right now it's pretty clear what's going on. Like, you're not in darkness. You can't be in stealth at the moment because you're straight up right next to her. But I'll point out that she is dressed in quite fancy clothes, and if you force her to kneel or if you attack her in any way, shape, or form, you may attract attention at this point. You are visible, but right now you're just standing behind her. Maybe it's just a good old hug.
Just a pointy hug. A Nyx hug.
A pointy hug.
A Nyx hug. Being rather bold, aren't you?
Walk. I want to nudge her towards the forest.
Towards the forest?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're taking her away from the buildings and towards the forest. I should point out that inside the forest, it will, once the sun is down, be completely pitch black in there.
Not
So
for long.
we won't be able to see. Oh, I see.
Oh boy.
I think I would rather that.
I'm not certain that that's in everyone's best interest.
Walk.
Have you seen the weather forecast, Lady Rain?
She starts to walk, but she's walking slowly.
Yep.
She's definitely not walking like at a normal pace, but she's also not like resisting you in any way.
I want to push her along to be faster.
Don't be silly or stupid. We can talk, and that would be just fine. Philomena. If that's your name. She still hasn't sped up, by the way.
Is that all you wanted to do when you find me, is talk? Very interesting.
I am being watched. Even if you're not.
Oh, really? By who?
The building behind you on the roof, there's 4. The building to its right, there's another 4. And at the moment, they're under very strict orders to not interfere, unless I give them a signal, or unless I fail to give them a signal.
I'd like to roll on that to see if I can tell if she's lying.
So you can't, because if you distract yourself, then that'll
But I don't
break
want
her
to
down.
turn. I want to feel her pulse to see
Oh,
if it's quickening.
sorry, you're testing her.
I'm testing her to see if she's
okay,
lying.
sorry. Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
Wait, what?
Oh.
I would like to. I mean, if
All
I
right.
can hear this.
So that's a perception awareness. Yeah,
Awesome.
you can. All of you can hear what's being said.
Right.
You're all close enough for it. That's a perception awareness for you. For you, that's a perception socialize.
Well,
This could count as a read intentions roll for you if you'd like.
Excellent. Yeah,
because
that
you're
would be
trying to
good.
figure out what she's trying to get out of the scene.
I do have a.
Because
What's her guile?
her guile, I believe, was 4. Let me just check. 4.
If you know.
You know,
what
I'll
you're
give you 2
rolling.
dice for that. I
Oh,
like that.
thank you.
That's a.
Aw.
You're sufficiently threatening when you're sitting next to me. Yes.
John, can I also roll and use sensory acuity prana?
Yes, you can. What's sensory acuity prana?
Yeah, so it enhances all senses.
All senses. Okay,
Gain
go
double
for it.
9s on all awareness rolls.
Excellent.
It's 5 months.
I rolled perception awareness to have a look at the buildings, and I got 5 successes.
5 successes, 3 successes. We'll wait for your
4
roll.
successes.
4 successes. All right, so that's enough to beat her guile.
Perception awareness.
She wants to escape this situation without bloodshed. Very specifically, I'm not saying she wants to escape the situation with her no bloodshed. She wants to escape the entire situation with no bloodshed on either side.
Okay.
How quaint.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should go for that.
I'm rolling to get a good sense of if there
Sure.
are people.
Now, normally, one of you would roll, and then the rest of you would assist, but for now, we'll just go for it. How many successes did you pull?
4.
Okay. There are people on these
It's not
routes.
double 9, though.
I thought you said it was.
It says,
It's double 9 on awareness rolls.
Yeah,
oh, yeah. So,
So-
then we would be 5?
sure. So if you rolled 1 9, then
I
it would
did.
be 5.
When you say people, I mean, what do you mean?
So there are people who are on top of these roofs. You can see that there's some shadows that are moving back and forth across. You can tell that there are 4 and 4. It's not clear, however, whether they're just people who happen to be on the roof or whether they're people with her. They're silhouetted against the setting sun, so it's not easy to see if they're wearing specific colors or if they're carrying weapons, because those would be lower than the sight line that you have.
Okay.
That's one of your rounds down, by the way.
Shit.
So she's getting now to the edge of the tree line.
Signal to them that everything's fine.
How would you know what symbol I used? Would it be the symbol to attack, or would it be the symbol that everything's fine?
I guess I would just trust you to do the right thing. And I want to dig the weapon a little bit.
Trust is a two-way street, Philomena. As you wish. And then she stops, and she tries to turn around.
I'll go with her.
And I follow. I'm still like right in front of her
Yep.
with slash dance
And then she just...
held aloft.
Into the trees, then. I should warn you that if it's longer than 5 minutes, they will come after all of you. Fair? We can have our discussion there.
In answer, I just want to keep
You just shove
walking
her.
around.
All right. So she continues to walk, and then she glances back. I wouldn't touch either of those blades. Fair warning.
I just step around them and follow.
And she walks far enough into the tree line that she's now out of sight from somebody who is not in the trees themselves as well, with you in tow. You're about to lose your hold at bay.
I think.
That doesn't mean that you can't still have your weapons drawn on her. It just means you lose your ambush.
No.
I think we should use our advantage.
Yeah, but then what if we have to attack 8 people? Or what if we have to fight 8 people?
2, 2, 2, run. Let's go.
We've already. I mean, we're in the forest. They have to come and try to find us. I mean, it just seems to me that.
We have 5 minutes to silently end this.
Yeah.
Okay, but I want to know things too. When you say I'm about to lose my hold, like now.
As in, like, you can choose now to attack her, or you can choose not to. There is no more discussion. I will give you 10 seconds to decide.
Okay.
Tell her to take off her armor. Make her an easier target. In case we did want to attack her later.
We don't have time for that.
I also would point out that she does not have a weapon capable of slicing somebody's arm off.
No, that's true.
I mean, I appreciate the fact that you can do lethal damage with your ring, but like that would be an awful lot of like.
Anyone got a serrated version?
127 hours.
Yeah.
Oh no.
James Franco in Lady Rain.
Okay, I want to. What kind of armor is she wearing? Is it heavy armor, medium armor?
She's wearing what would be
Light
considered
armor.
light armor. because it's a very fancy dress, but with armor plating.
Okay. I'm going to try to attack her, but I have a charm that can allow me to conceal this attack potentially. So
Right,
that's
so
what I
that
want
if
to try
it
to
fails,
do. Yes, she will notice.
then she won't notice that you did this. So you are choosing to attack her then.
Yes.
I am just making sure
Yep.
we're going to be clear. So
Pretty cool.
That is a very cool
that
thing.
means, folks, that we are rolling.
We did roll initiative.
What?
I have initiative 10.
I didn't roll shit.
I don't know, but
I
I'm
didn't
marked.
roll
We've
any.
changed.
that was for
you're
your-
going to be
that was your-
re-rolling because we've changed.
Fair enough.
It's
For
been, it's been
your
long
other
enough.
day or
It's been a few rounds where nobody did shit.
I've been calculating the mass of the universe over here.
Wow.
Paths.
Classic maths.
So it's join battle +3.
Yep. Well, join battle is wits awareness +3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get more awareness.
All right.
Right. You go first. Oh, you're going.
Oh, yeah.
And I get to roll 2, even though
didn't
she
sound good.
is still technically at bay, and therefore this is an ambush.
What?
What kind of stunt would amputation take with that ring?
Good question,
That
logic
would
core.
be. That would have to be a hell of a stunt. I mean, like that would have to rock my logic core. He said. Okay, not great. We've got 5 initiative on Lady Rain. I need all of yours, please.
4 for RJ.
Really?
Yep.
What?
Go,
Yeah.
go, Duncast.
That's
5.
including your 3?
5 for Pellio.
Yep.
Nix.
No.
Oh,
Nine.
wait, sorry, it's 5 + 3, right? Wait, I
It's
did,
however
I
many
rolled
successes
wrong.
you roll
Sorry.
plus 3.
I rolled 10 instead of.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
I rolled too many dice.
I rolled 2
5
for you
pets?
guys.
Rolling your wits awareness.
And River
I
Jade?
got confused. Sorry, give me 1 second. It just got a whole lot worse. It's the same. It's 4.
But you also have fast reflex.
Yeah, that's including.
Okay, perfect.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
did not include fast reflex.
Which
Which
is an
means that our
extra die.
initiative is as
So minus
follows.
6.
Nix 5, 5 paths 6, Pellio 5, Lady Rain 5, but she doesn't get to act this round, and River Jade 4.
RJ.
Is that as you? That's as you guys have said.
This works.
All right. So you are going for an attack.
Yep.
That's great.
I'm going for decisive attack. And what I want to do is basically, it's not going to be much stunting to be done here.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
So hold
shit.
at bay. Here's the thing. If the target chooses to struggle or try to escape before the rounds are finished,
fair enough.
then you get to make your immediate decisive attack. So she did not. She did everything that you asked her to. So, however, you can still choose to attack her at this time, and you do still get to. Okay, when the hold of bay rounds have passed, if the target has not agreed to surrender, both row and join battle to determine who will act first, with the hostage suffering a -2 penalty to their results. If the hostage taker, you, wins, you can immediately execute a standard ambush attack. So that's what you get to do, in which case Lady Rain actually has a initiative of 3.
Can I use my weird secrecy charms
Yes.
on this all the same?
Yes, yes, yes.
Cool.
So
I'm just
you
cu-
can,
I've never
you can
used
try
these.
to
I
use it,
really
and then if
wanna
it
see.
whiffs,
Then I'm like, just like River Jade and the Hammer.
But like,
yeah, basically.
supported by a charm, so it's not just like, woo.
So in other words, this attack is just going to completely ignore her defense. So she has a defense of 0.
Okay.
Go for it.
So basically, I'm still holding her, and as I'm about to let her go, I want to just stab her in the
Yeah.
neck with my.
Are you going for decisive attack or
Yes.
withering attack? All right, go
decisive
for
attack.
Love it.
One more time.
it. You guys also don't necessarily know that she's doing this. If this fails, it applies to you as well that she never attacked.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so this is. Sorry,
Which
one
is
more
hilarious
time,
because
guys.
then all of a sudden we're.
Dex?
Yeah.
Oh, he.
Dex
he-
martial arts.
Dex martial arts.
So
No
I
weapon
should point out
accuracy.
as I'm being asked, Lieutenant Howe is not following you.
Ooh.
Where did he go?
I have an idea. Silk scarf, so plenty. Yeah. He's like, Kwa, take me back.
It's too late. He stepped out of the creek.
Oh.
3 successes on your attack? Mm-hmm. Well, then that's a successful attack. Please roll your initiative, which is 9.
Okay, so let me just see here. So I didn't miss, that's great. The one that I'm doing, the charm that I'm activating is called Birdsong Over Blades.
Yep.
After landing a decisive attack, I do not make a damage roll and reset to base initiative.
Okay.
My attack will convey poison from my weapon. And an enemy struck by this attack takes a penalty of my manipulation, which is 4, on rolls to resist poison. Her roll to resist poison is stamina plus resistance.
Yes.
Minus.
However, what poison are you using?
I am using arrow frog venom.
Arrow frog venom.
Yes.
Good thing that you didn't say like Yozi, because I'd be like, there's no fucking way.
I paid a lot of money for this, and I'm going to use it on you.
So that's going to cost her 3 initiative per round. And then it'll do lethal
she's got 9.
when she's crashed.
Yeah.
My God.
Which is pretty bad.
Unless she resists some of
All right,
those
so
rounds.
her stamina resistance is taking a penalty of 4.
Yep.
Okay.
How many successes?
2.
Okay, so that means it works for 3 rounds for her.
3 rounds.
Yeah.
Very well. So that's
And
So we.
so sorry.
And-
This
Good Lord.
charm's complicated. Noticing the attack requires a perception awareness roll from all onlookers, including the victim, against a difficulty of 5.
Okay. It's which roll?
Perception awareness?
Perception awareness. And then I'm done. I swear.
Absolutely not. I'm-
Does danger sense add any to that?
No.
no, because you're not in danger.
I am the danger.
Right.
I am the
got 3.
danger.
That's not enough.
All right.
also did not succeed.
So we're going to keep this initiative up, folks, because at the moment it actually matters for Lady Rain, because
5.
if she
I got 6.
crashes, which
You notice.
she most likely will, then at that point she'll start taking damage.
And I mean,
And
if we
you
have-
might just decide to stab her because
if we have
you're
5
Pellio.
minutes, we need to finish her as quickly as possible, right?
And she doesn't know that she's poisoned. Fuck. Cool.
I know.
You know. You're the only one who noticed?
know.
If
Yeah.
if you actually don't know, I'm not telling you whether she knows that she's poisoned or
Oh,
not.
dear.
I will tell you that she rolled 7 dice.
Okay.
So
Against a difficulty of 5?
5.
it's against a difficulty of 5. So not great odds. All right. So you let her go.
Yep.
I had a great one-liner just now, but I didn't get a chance to use it.
Oh, do you want to toss it out again?
Lady Rain, have you seen the weather forecast today? I think the rain will go away and the sun will come out to play. Because you've been held at bay. That last part I just improvised. Needs a bit of work. And
Now I'll point out that it's 5 paths.
oh, sorry.
That's a social action, which is fine, but like it's technically 5 paths. You
Okay.
now
Since I don't know we're in combat, I'm just looking around like,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Pellio,
No, how is he
you can
staring?
choose to act in combat now if you wish.
Act in what way?
You can like
Act,
stab her
or-
if you want.
Oh,
You can
okay.
attack
Not
her.
like perform act.
I think you should
You-
act
or
out.
you can perform an act. Like you, that's fine too.
Because that was kind of what I was. Yeah, that was a bit of a humiliate opponents kind of melee
So are you going to
specialty.
attack her?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I am.
Very well.
Oh my god, my
You're mad.
stealth.
She took your
My
dagger and
stealth.
everything.
Your stealth ends when I attack?
Well,
No.
no,
No,
it's
my stealth,
that
I
she
mean,
doesn't
my-
know whether River Jade. She doesn't know if Lady Rain knows that she's been poisoned. But if you attack her, then you can assume that she
whatever.
might decide to take action against you.
I'm just
YOLO,
thinking
am
that
I
time is of the essence, given that her.
That's fair.
It's also assuming that she's been telling the truth.
Do you two know this woman?
So, I'll just ask, are you attacking her or not?
Apparently.
I'll
Well,
point out that a
don't know.
round of combat in this is like, now it's like 10 seconds. So you have essentially
We have a-
30 rounds of combat
a bit more time.
before 5 minutes is up.
I think Paz has just asked me a question, so as I
go for it.
pull out Flashdown, tell me, sorry, what do you want?
Do you two know this woman? Why are we here with her? Where did
We've
she
met.
come from?
Philomena.
Are you a member of the Wild Hunt, Lady Rain?
No.
I'd love to roll on that, but I can't, right? It's not my turn.
I will roll on that.
What a dude.
Sorry, did I interrupt?
No, go for it.
With motive discerning technique.
Go for it.
Intimacy towards the wild hunt, I guess,
If
right?
you don't mind. Yeah. Yeah, well,
I mean,
intimacies
right?
towards the
No,
wild
in
hunt.
what way would I ever possibly be a member of the Wild Hunt alone? Well, without my retinue. But they're mortals.
So you're just one dragon-blooded looking to rid the world of anathema.
I was trying to buy a scarf. You're the one with delusions of grandeur.
Three.
She could be telling the truth.
Thought so.
Beguile's 4. Now, you seem like a reasonable one. So tell me, why are the 4 of you so interested in me?
I'm concerned about you.
Concern is healthy.
And as to why you were going after my friends.
I don't know if going after friends is how I'd describe it.
Were those not your blades? Unsheathed? Lying in the gutter?
I was being threatened.
Good question.
Yes. Yeah, at this point, round. Nix, you've crashed Lady Rain.
Right. Do we recover peripheral or personal first?
Actually,
Peripheral first,
technically,
but-
this is...
I guess we're in combat?
Yeah, we're in social combat.
We're regaining motes, John.
Yeah, because she's taking damage, so yes, you are regaining some motes.
5 motes.
5 motes.
So now
Which
that
one
she's
first?
crashed, it's she takes
I get
Yeah, she'll
lethal.
take lethal damage.
Yes, perfect.
It's 5 total.
So she's... I should point out that at this point, you also don't necessarily know how many rounds of resistance she has left.
Yeah.
If you poison her again, it just extends the duration.
The duration.
It doesn't stack.
Yeah.
So, however, she's definitely, her eyes are starting to dilate. So you can tell that the poison's starting to take effect. Do you have medicine, any of you?
I have 1.
2 medicine? Yeah, like her eyes are starting
Something's
to
happening?
grow a bit wide. It's kind of hard to see. It's getting awfully dark here in the woods.
Why were you after me?
The last time we spoke, you tried to steal from me.
I did steal from you.
Yes, that's very, very astute of you.
So this poor woman is just trying to get her recompense from you then.
Oh dear, is that all?
Perhaps you should just pay her and we can move along.
Of course. Name the time and place. I'll meet you and pay you back.
She's paid.
Well, then we have no more business.
I'd say that's not quite accurate.
Please continue.
Somebody had to pay for the crimes she committed. It's only fair she knows who ended up paying for hers.
Why would I believe anything you have to say?
Round? No. Because you haven't done anything combat-wise this round. You have a brother. I never really bothered to learn his name. He's safe.
I don't have a brother.
Okay. And I suppose you didn't stab me either.
I suppose not. Are you feeling all right?
No.
You're looking pale.
Thank you. I go to great efforts to make sure that I stay out of the sun.
Ah, the sun has a way of finding you anyway, doesn't it?
They're going to come for you.
Who?
My retinue. They'll notice I'm gone. They'll notice I'm dead, I assume, from the four of you. That's fair.
We'll see about
That's how you've decided to live.
I don't think we've decided anything. I don't think there needs to be any blood spilled here. Reparations were paid for crimes committed.
She was more than willing to spill mine. And
Was she?
Nix's.
Yes, what was she saying to you, Pellio?
She seemed quite upset with you.
Really?
Yes. Yes, I think it would be prudent to end this.
She
right
sinks
here
to her
and right now.
knees.
Are you all right?
My suggestion would be to end this immediately.
That sounds like a very reasonable suggestion to me. Somebody had so little regard for two travelers just trying to buy some scarves.
You still would have looked wonderful in them. I don't imagine that I have much longer here.
I move towards her and kneel in front of her, ostensibly to check her vitals. I'd like to touch Nyx at the same time. Grab her arm.
Don't touch me!
Wait, you have guns?
Oh, God, I guess.
I swing it at her wrist.
She's just a cowboy with a giant hat. Suddenly.
Her pulse is thready at best. She's not doing well.
Can I use Essence Font technique to transfer motes and willpower to Nyx while I'm looking at Lady Rain?
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Great. Let me just
You giving her some essence and willpower?
Yeah.
What to do?
Spending some motes. I have to roll this, Liz, just so you know how
Of
much you
course.
are going to get. But
I'm pulling for you, bud.
in the meantime, actually, I'll let you know real quick, Liz.
The hard part is they're not going to come after you.
2 willpower.
You see, I'm a tax collector.
Well, then we should kill her.
And if I don't return, they'll take it out on the people of the port. I don't want that to happen.
This is your last chance to speak truthfully.
Wait.
Why were you after me?
Because you stole from me.
You just said you got payment for it.
Just now, from your excellent poison. That's payment enough. It means that at this point my life is in your hands. I'd consider it payment if the four of you walk away. And we'll call it square.
Let's go.
What? No.
What?
It's more than just
Trust
this
what
woman.
she's saying?
It's more than just this woman's life.
Listen, we can figure out we can worry about the tax collecting, but sorry,
3 rounds have passed, so your poison is now.
Curious if that's a real. There, okay. We'll talk.
I really would advise that we not listen to anything. She's probably delirious. The poison has worked its way through her system.
She starts to struggle to stand back up. She can, with effort. She's definitely got wound penalties, if we want to put it that way.
At very worst, we can strip her naked. I'll put on her clothes and pretend to be Lady Rain. I think I can pull it off.
I want this. I want to do this.
I can convince her retinue that I'm Lady Rain. We'll take her clothes off. I'll be Lady Rain.
I mean, she's pretty tall. You could probably fit in what she's wearing. The armor might be a bit uncomfortable, but...
I'll manage. If I can convince the retinue, we can deliver the taxes, be on our way.
And then, what do we do with this poor woman?
Well, she's going to die in about 4 seconds, so I'm quite happy to have that happen.
Is she?
I mean, you can roll your...
Can I try? Yeah.
Yeah, roll your perception medicine. Actually, no. This will be intelligence medicine.
Yay! I'm smart.
All those times playing with the arrow tree frogs in your backyard, right? 5 pounds.
They're very popular where I come from.
Difficulty is 3.
5.
No, the poison's run its course.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to die without extra help, but she's definitely got
She's injured.
fewer than half of her health levels remaining.
Okay. Cool.
She can't heal normally. Also, like she needs, like she can't. Her like speedy healing doesn't. Apparently, that's what the book said.
She was quite happy to shank me in the alleyway and took out 2 quite ferocious-looking daggers and was about to use them on us. Can I just remind you all of that fact before we decide to show her
It's
any
true.
mercy?
That seems an awfully big
Just
overreaction
point
for
out that
pocket
it's
change.
dice, by the way, not straight levels that she's losing. But I didn't roll. I'm
okay, cool.
I'm making that so you would know that she seems especially susceptible potentially to this poison.
Okay.
It's unsure why.
Perhaps there was a misunderstanding. She seems to think that there are anathema here, and she is merely doing her duty as part of the order and maintaining it here in the far-flung regions of the realm. Is that right?
It's a coincidence. I am not following you. Why would I? I took the revenge I needed already.
Tell me about this revenge.
It's getting late.
Tell
the sun's
me
going down.
about
It'll be dark soon.
this revenge. I appreciate the reference, but tell me about the revenge.
I appreciate the reference. If anybody in chat can throw out what reference I just made, I'll be impressed. Can we please do this over a drink
No.
or something?
We can't.
This is the most uncivilized hostage situation I've ever been a part of.
Have you been a part of many hostage situations?
Not usually on this side.
So you take a lot of hostages for yourself?
I'm a tax collector. And when someone refuses to pay tax, I still must collect.
Do you travel far and wide for your tax collecting? Or is this a vacation?
Seriously, this is most unbecoming.
Of course it's a vacation, 5 paths. She has a retinue of archers waiting on Ruse to destroy the entire city if she
They're
doesn't
not
return.
archers. Archery.
So who are they? And why would they be following a humble tax collector?
Oh, at the moment they have your friend. I suppose it's fair enough for me to tell you that. Your 5th.
We traveled only 4. We don't know who they have,
Your
but he's
5th.
not our friend.
He's wearing robes just like his. It's all right.
He's no friend of ours.
Then you won't miss him.
He owes us money.
Then you might miss him. I'm afraid that my purse is rather light at the moment.
I'm sure it is. And where are you taking the taxes?
Taxes get back to the realm, as they always do.
Where was the point of delivery?
Just kill me, then.
Yes, I have every intention to, but I need some information first, if you don't
Well, I'm
mind.
tired of answering your questions. You have to understand that whatever you decide to do to me wouldn't be even 1% of what the realm would be capable of doing to me. A fledgling anathema like yourself only knows brute force and trickery. And they know power. I betray them. Telling you where to find the jade, telling you where to go to ensure that I've done my rounds, and all it's going to win me is a punishment far more severe than death. Do you think I fear it? After all, 5 minutes ago I was flirting with you. For all I know, the diseases you carry would have caused me death anyway.
I'm quite offended by that.
Good.
You're diseased.
No.
I went to the apothecary. It was taken care of in a matter of weeks. I don't have it anymore, okay? Please. Can we just move on?
Based off of her speech, can I roll to see if what intimacy she has toward the realm?
Yeah, sure. The two of you, the more reasonable ones. There's no reason for bloodshed for any of this. Why don't we just call it a day?
What are you going for?
To see if she had any intimacies toward the realm.
How many successes?
Just one. So unless her wound penalty lowered her guile by something.
Not enough.
Sounds good.
I, for one, agree.
You're a monk. Well. And she looks, and you still have the streak. You were.
I still am.
I assume that you're like her then, traveling with her, following her orders.
What do you mean following her orders?
Well, if you weren't following her orders, would we be in this situation? Would I be standing here, halfway towards the great beyond?
I would not have you here.
Exactly. And so therefore, you're following her orders. Rather cruel ones at that. Your friend is safe, by the way. If I reappear in the next 3 minutes, he'll be let go.
How can you possibly know that? How can we possibly trust you?
Yes, exactly.
That's a very, very important question. I've spent many nights debating it myself. Can Lady Rain be trusted? It really has a good, solid sting down here, doesn't it? Right at the base of the heart. I'm not sure I like it. It's very rude.
You're not meant to like it.
It's very rude. It's a rude poison.
Gosh.
And you? I can tell from the way that you're looking at her. What's your guile?
Oh,
Pray.
I don't think it's changed since it's 1.
It's one.
Yay!
I can tell the way that you're looking at her that, oh, she must have... I bet she's the one responsible for making sure that you're still alive. Am I
Yeah.
right? Well, I suppose that a life of servitude is expected among your kind then.
A life of servitude.
Well, of course. If she hasn't extracted it from you, literally, then that's what's expected. You wouldn't have me here either. I gave you every opportunity to make sure that you could leave this place without anyone getting hurt. But it wasn't good enough for her. And so therefore, by definition, it's not good enough for you because you are essentially her lackey.
Don't lower yourself to her level, River Jade. She's
Oh.
trying to get you angry.
Can I read intentions on what her intimacies are towards Lieutenant Howe?
Yep.
Your friend.
5.
She has no intimacies to Lieutenant Howe.
Oh, too bad.
Hey, that's actually good. It means you know that she doesn't have intimacies towards you.
That's true.
Like, I'm not saying you don't know. It's
She's
literally...
his sister.
She has
no.
no.
He's just a
She's
guy
hers,
to
his
her.
sister. Yeah.
So, we have on the one side the ones in charge, the ones in power, and on the other, the neophytes, the struggling. it's almost poetic that that's how it would end up being.
What is...
And she
the sign?
takes 3 steps back so that she's leaning against a tree. Her hands are still out,
Yeah.
by the way. She definitely no aggressive stance here. Keeping the initiative for now, though, you still have it.
John,
You just have to let me know if you guys want to take a combat action.
Well, bam!
I would like to.
Oh my god.
I'm just going to kind of like stretch with my hammer and like let it fall.
Like with a thud on
Nope.
the ground, or just like...
No, it's in my hand.
Okay.
And then I'm doing this, and then towards her face.
Are you attacking her?
I'm attacking her.
Okay, you're actually going for it. All
Yep.
right, perfect. Is this a withering attack or a decisive attack?
It's withering.
Okay, that means that we are entering into initiative. So therefore, since you can see what she's planning on doing, Nyx, you actually get the first action. You have the initiative here. River Jade is attacking her.
Okay, if River Jade's attacking her with a hammer that's swinging towards her head, I would like to head towards the tree as well, aim to get behind the tree, and as I go, stab at her abdomen.
Okay,
So it's
withering
like a-
or decisive attack?
Decisive.
Okay, so you're trying to poison her again. Go for it.
No, I'm not using poison this time.
Not using poison.
Not using poison this time.
So you're just literally just trying to deal her damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. She does have a defense now that she didn't have before. So I appreciate it. You will get your chance to get your hammer swinging, but she has the initiative. Yeah, I don't want to take that away from her.
Yep.
She really wants to
No, her
kill
initiative
somebody.
is real good.
2 dice for your stunt, please.
Thank you.
You'll also get 2 dice for your stunt. Get your pool ready.
Yeah.
Her defense
Yeah.
is currently
just my
3.
initiative, right?
This includes the wound penalties that she's
not.
currently
This is a
suffering.
withering.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was
Actually.
it's dex, melee, weapon accuracy.
Thank you.
+2, because you got the stun.
We have a leaner.
We got a leaner, folks. We got a leaner.
Leaners go in the box.
Oh, sorry. Well, okay, these ones didn't succeed, so I'll take them out. Yikes. Well, that was a terrible roll.
Yay!
And that's not enough.
So a failure?
Yep.
All
failure.
right. So you step around back, and then she's surprisingly quick for somebody who has been poisoned. You see that her body just shifts off to the side, and your fist just collides with the tree.
Okay.
5 paths. People are attacking.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Stop it, all of you. I'm moving backwards. I would like to try to get out of the forest back to the buildings. Yep.
Sweet.
Bye, guys.
So you're leaving?
Oh, I'm not running away. Yes, I'm leaving, yes. Don't worry, guys, I have a plan.
You are withdrawing from combat then?
Yes, my aim is to take high ground so I can check on the 8 people across the way.
Okay, so you're not withdrawing from combat. You are staying in combat.
I
in this
am, like,
case.
disengaging
So you're not
from
going to lose
this, but-
initiative.
okay.
Pellio.
I charge at her with Flash Dance, going for the neck, and I say, Lady Rain! I lied. That scoff was hideous on you.
How dare you, sir!
Gas.
My God.
Amir, I didn't know that you had such cruelty inside you.
2. I got an extra success because I spent a willpower.
Yep.
3. 3.
I'm afraid that's not enough.
No, it's not, is it?
Nope.
What about the onslaught penalty?
Oh, fuck. Onslaught penalty.
Which I just remembered now.
Yep. Nope. Then that's enough. You connect.
By the
nice one.
skin of our
That was a
teeth.
withering attack that you were making?
Well, I don't...
You rolled your weapon damage, or your weapon accuracy, so therefore it must be.
No, yeah, it was a withering. I
Yep,
rolled...
so then let's roll your damage. Your
Okay.
damage doesn't get augmented by any threshold successes, though, because her soak is 4.
So what is your weapon damage?
Strength
Nice.
damage -4. I guess what?
So did you do strength and damage -4?
Strength and damage,
Yeah.
-4.
Strength
just
plus
so
damage, and then
ready.
take 4 dice
So
out.
You ready here? You got your dice. You ready to go?
I can't hold my dice in one hand.
Just a lot
Here,
of
use
dice.
this. It's easier.
It's all gonna bother.
Yeah, see? That pink die is like...
2, 3,
Zeros are not doubled on damage.
They are
Okay.
for withering attacks.
They are for withering attacks.
3.
I know.
Good
You know,
God.
just because, you know, the
6.
things weren't
Nice.
you know.
Complicated enough.
6. Nice.
It's okay. We're all Essence 1.
So 6. Okay, so 6. That's 7 extra initiative for you.
Woo.
And Lady Rain is now at -6, so Pellio's at 11.
Nicely done, bud.
Okay, now River Jade. With your...
Yep.
Go for it.
I'm running towards her,
Yeah.
and my hammer's above my head, and I'm going to strike it down.
All right, go for it.
And I would like to also use
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent Strike for
Sure.
3 months.
Okay,
What's it do? I don't know.
it's just gonna give her dice.
I'm gonna actually use peripheral.
Yeah. It's an automatic success.
Yep, so it gives me 1 automatic success, which I'm just gonna do that so I remember. Oh god.
Oh boy. Oh, okay.
All right, her she still has a defense now of 2.
This is actually a good roll.
Yay,
Logic core is
Jess.
not round. Logic core.
Oh my
But
god.
also, you're gonna
amount
use
of-
12 pounds of 10-sided dice. Oh, I mean,
Amateur.
I guess you could do that
five,
if you were
7,
playing
8,
like
9.
Scion.
So 9 plus the automatic success, so 10.
10, so that's enough. So that's 8 plus your weapon's damage. Please roll that. Her soak is still 4. Lady Rain is now thoroughly like smashed back against the tree, and this
Plus
hammer is whistling on either side of her. She's stumbling back, reeling from poison, reeling from the attacks of Slash Dance, and do you even name your ring other than just like
It's the nameless.
the nameless?
Sorry, John, I'm just rolling my damage.
So it is.
That's what you're gonna
it is
be
your
when I
damage
kill you.
plus
Oh my
8.
god. Okay. I need more dice.
It's like no one.
Yeah, because you get to roll.
Yep.
Yeah, weapon
1, 2,
damage.
3,
All your threshold
4.
successes.
I should name it Moriarty or something.
4.
Badass.
That's a good name. That's a great
1,
name.
2, 3.
All right, I changed my mind.
Investigation, like, let's see.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it
Oh
be
my God.
Watson? Because it
Okay.
assists you? That's stupid.
That's
I agree.
stupid.
You could be Watson.
Yeah, 5 pats is Watson.
I'm just a humble butler. My name is Watson.
Oh.
So I should point out that at the end of this round, because she spent 3 rounds in Crash, she gets to
3.
reset her initiative.
Oh, boo!
That's if
I
she
forgot about
survives.
that.
Cool, we did good.
3.
No, she will be.
4.
She will survive.
She will survive.
Yeah.
How did I
Yeah.
only get?
It's a lot of ones,
4?
dude. Sorry.
I got 4.
4? All right, well, 4 still means that you gain 5 initiative, means that she loses 5 initiative. You know, all these things add up. Now remember that in terms of how this works, it's initiative is what counts here. So you said 4
Yes.
successes? All right, so then you're up to 9. Initiative is what counts, because when they actually decide to try to go for a lethal blow, they roll their initiative and damage. So, you know. Well, Lady Rain's spent a lot of time in initiative Crash, which means her initiative has been below 0. A lot of time. I mean, she's not in a good place, right? I imagine that you guys would appreciate that. Not being in a good place. So therefore, her initiative resets at the beginning of her next turn, so her initiative is now 3.
Damn it.
But, you know, that's still pretty low,
It's true.
Another crash.
which means that somebody who isn't Nyx can potentially benefit from it. Nyx can't benefit from the same crash twice in one combat. Okay,
all
then
yours.
she just... and then just rolls around the side of the tree and is silent as she tries to run away.
Ah.
She's disengaging from you. Not great. Not great, which
Just
means
like
that any of
tripping.
you have the chance at this point now, because of combat movement. She is attempting a disengage. So who wants to try to contest that?
Me too, please.
Okay, you can roll your dexterity and athletics, please.
Actually, I won't.
This is not great. Oh dear.
Still kind of out of breath from
Yeah.
before, it's all...
I can contest it.
You can contest, then dexterity, athletics. Everybody who wants to, go for it.
I'm spending a moat.
That's a willpower. You doing an automatic success?
Yes, I'm doing willpower. I always mix them
Actually,
up.
I will
They're
too.
also in
Good
jars.
idea,
Okay.
Jess.
You have so many, Liz.
I know, thank you.
So one auto success.
Oh man, 5 paths. If you only had one more.
I got 3.
5.
Okay. So, you lose sight of her. You don't. And you manage to keep up with her as she's starting to dash through the trees. So you are now still at close range with her, but all of you are now at short.
Okay.
Which means that you can't attack her until you move into her. But, she's now running away. Round. 5 motes for everybody. Yay. 5 paths. You break through the tree line, and the people who are on top of the roof are no longer there. You also see no sign of Lieutenant Howe at all. You'll have to track if you want to try to find them.
Well, that's not good.
Nix.
Yes.
Well, shit.
Could I swing on a branch and dive down and try to stab her in the neck with my kekate?
So you're basically just trying to leap up,
Yep.
like using it like a horizontal bar.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Dive down into
right.
her nexicle.
You make
Okay,
her like,
2 dice, go for it.
Yeah.
Take your roll.
2 dice, thank
She's going to just try to flatten herself as just drop as close as she can to the ground without losing momentum.
Cool.
to
This
try
will be
to
a
prevent that.
decisive attack, by the way.
I figured as much.
Yeah,
Her defense is 4, which doesn't look like a whole lot compared to the dice that you're piling into your hand.
A lot of dice, man.
All right.
But can Liz put her, like,
6.
Can she put her in a crash?
Well,
No, this is a
no,
decisive. I'm going
rolling
after
six.
health
So
levels.
13 dice, please, go. Your initiative is reset.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was the exact same pool. Crazy. Oh yeah, threshold successes don't count
Do
for
not
decisive.
count.
Right. And zeros do not double.
They do not double.
All right, here we go.
Liz.
And you can't botch this roll.
Oh, good.
No.
Yeah, that is good. From what I'm seeing over
you're
here.
feeling much
That
better.
is
Acupuncture.
3
3 damage?
3 damage.
Okay. You hear a muffled cry as she pitches forward, and then her face slams into the ground, sliding along it because of the momentum of her running until she comes to rest just at the base of another tree. It's very hard to see her. It's now almost completely pitch black in the forest, but she's no longer moving.
But
So-
is still alive.
Badass.
I don't know if she's still alive. Well, I know. You don't.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, I don't know.
Being
Do you guys know?
pedantic. Being pedantic. Yeah, so she's pitched forward onto the ground. She is not moving.
Thanks you, bud. Yeah.
Then that is now Pellio's.
So I'm following Nick's.
Okay, following her. And so you see she's just on the ground. She's not moving. It's very hard to see her right now.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell at a glance whether she's breathing or not.
Okay. So as I see the body sliding, I slow my momentum,
Okay.
and then I raise slash dance above my head.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get out of the way.
Yeah. And rather than coming down slashing style, I come down like stabby style.
Yeah, you're okay.
Stabby point first, stabby style. Like I bury it into like kind of the neck area, like the occipital joint, if we're being specific.
Oh, the occipital joint.
Indeed.
Yes, that joint.
But well clear of the scarf I've given her. So I managed to like avoid the scarf, but I
Because
still...
he's going to keep it for himself,
Because I'm going to wear her clothing in about 4 seconds. So that's...
So you're basically aiming to try to do enough damage to her without wrecking any of her clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, you feel I'm not actually sure how familiar this would be for you, but her skull caves in again. And just her head is now crushed underneath your thrust into the ground. Her limbs twitch once, and then she stops moving.
Okay.
Entirely. Forever. She's dead.
I
Second kill.
come over here and help me take off her clothes. I'm the new Lady Rain.
My God.
Is this a terrible idea, by the way? Tell me if this is an awful
No,
idea. Okay.
I am
You
so
can do
for
it, right? You can do a thing.
Well, I have flawlessly impenetrable
So
disguise.
technically, we're now on to 5 paths.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I would like to, it's getting dark, so I'm not
You
gonna,
do hear this. Nah.
Okay. I sure hope that's none of my friends dying.
Well, it doesn't sound like any of them.
Well, that's good.
Doesn't sound like.
I was going to try to get some high ground to try to get a view of the area, but instead I think it's quite dark, so I'm going to stay at street level. I'm going to move forward into the... yes.
Obi-Wan has the advantage on you then.
Let's go. I'm just not going to do a backflip over anyway. I'm going to make my way into the street. I'm going to attempt to see if I can figure out where Hao has gone.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. That's going to be a tracking roll, so you might as well roll your perception survival. The difficulty for this roll is going to be 4 because it is pretty dark.
Okay.
While you're doing that, combat is over.
Clearly.
A rabid squirrel suddenly appears and launches itself at your face. Oh my God.
I didn't make it, by the way.
Oh, look at this specialty, survival tracking.
Wow, it's almost like maybe you should have done this.
If only she
was
cared.
busy.
We were busy murdering in the
So
woods.
the body is easily stripped. The dress is uncomfortable but wearable.
Good.
I'm running to catch up with them.
Yeah, there's a dead naked body now on the ground.
Oh my God.
So
We left on her under things because Nyx has a thing about that apparently.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I wasn't going to go into a whole lot of detail,
Yeah.
but
We left.
there you go.
She's wearing like her shift.
Good.
the charm in question is called Flawlessly Impenetrable Disguise. 6 motes, duration until sleep.
Wow.
Makes gender, age, ethnicity, voice, accent, and scent, and 2 auto successes and
What a
double
good
9s
actor.
for rolls. So as I put on the garb of the former Lady Rain, I incarnate her very soul, her very
I just
essence.
like raised my hammer, like in a confused like panic suddenly.
And
Man, I thought she was dead.
no, I'm fine.
Do you need to roll for this, by the way? Or
Do
is
I?
it- I don't know.
I don't know.
So what this does, essentially, it recreates a disguise attempt.
So you don't.
So let's go for your disguise attempt here.
I swear I'm not that guy.
So your disguise attempt is going to work as follows.
Oh, boy.
Normally you wouldn't be able to disguise yourself as Lady Rain very easily because you are not a woman. And you know, different hair colors and all that sort of thing. What this means is that you're going to get a chance to roll your intelligence larceny, but you don't have any penalties because of things that are different. So I'm also going to give you 2 dice and an extra success, and you'll also regain a willpower because you planned this.
Nice.
You said exactly what you were going to do, and then you go ahead and,
And we
did it.
did it.
So go ahead and roll your intelligence larceny, please.
Plus the 2 successes.
Yeah. When you show up, you'd see him putting on the clothes.
Okay.
So you're not going to be like, whoa!
It's like the.
How far away is the creek?
You have
where
no
we are
object permanence
currently?
at all?
Like 500 meters at this point.
I'm going to spend a success.
It's on the other end of town.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Just wondering if Qua wants an offering.
2 successes plus.
I mean, you might be able to. It's a long way to drag it, but you could.
Justice for it.
Offering to the gods and get rid of a body all in
So
one fell
you spent a
swoop.
point of willpower. You got the automatic success from your stunt.
10.
10 total.
Yeah.
It's Lady Rain. Now, you now also speak like her. You sound like her. You look like her.
I do, yes. What? How did? No, it was more like a this, wasn't it? Yeah, something like that. Hey guys,
Hey, guys.
where to?
I have an overwhelming urge to stab you right now.
I should point out, my good friend Five Paths, that if you return, you did not see this happen.
Oh,
Wasn't planning on returning right away, but.
he's off having a Dairy Queen Sunday.
So only these two know.
Can't believe
Only
they
Nix
have so
and-
many tasty
No,
things.
they know because they saw you
They know
putting on
because
the
they saw me.
disguise. They also saw,
Threading his
Lady
girl.
Rain
Die.
die.
Correct. Okay.
This disguise cannot be pierced by mundane senses, by the way, nor can it be thwarted by inhuman sensory acuity, like the nose of a hound or the eye of a hawk.
Wow.
Maybe if you had keen sight discipline, you might be able to penetrate it, but you subtract 2 successes from your attempts because it's that good.
It's just not. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
Don't tell the monk anything. It'll be our little secret.
Why not?
I feel like that's a bad idea.
That's a terrible idea.
I just like seeing him squirm.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's unsettling.
You do that. I'm going to ditch the body.
Ditch Pellio's body, you mean?
Nix, this isn't the first body you've had to do
Sure
this to, is
isn't.
it? Didn't think so. Pellio,
I feel like I should help.
Yes?
where are you going? What are you doing?
We need
We
to
should have
get-
asked her what the sign was to the retinue before we killed her.
It was one of these.
I walk back over to the tree line.
Okay.
I casually saunter over
Before-
with an air of grace and elegance and effortlessness that's becoming of Lady Rain. Before what, sorry?
Oh, I was just going to say before you get too far, but you've already gotten pretty far, so I'm...
Right. And I walk over to the tree line and I just... It's okay, chaps. Got this one under control. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pellio, sorry, no, Five Paths.
Yes.
Lady Rain just like walks out of the tree line.
I flatten myself against the nearest building. I'm looking up to that roof again to see if anybody peeks over the edge. And I'm going to maybe see if I can get the drop on her by going around the other side.
Can I try to find 5 paths?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking around and whispering, 5 paths!
And you're just disposing
Five
of the
paths!
corpse.
Yeah.
I think you're whispering
All right.
that like a great...
So as you're standing here, you see a rather disreputable looking guy approach. He's wearing armor that's like got rust spots on it. It's tarnished. He's got hair that's too long and a beard that definitely looks like he's like really proud of it, but he can't grow one to save his life. And he comes forward. So we tried.
He didn't talk?
He got away.
Thank God.
Which direction?
We think he headed back out to the port.
You idiot. And I just spit on him. You disgust me.
I deserve that.
Where's the money?
What money?
He had money on him.
We didn't catch him. Your ladyship.
Did you just talk back to me?
There comes a moment in every man's life where he realizes that if he answers a question in one way, he's completely fucked.
Right.
And if he answers in the other way, he's completely fucked. Yeah.
Solid answer.
Yeah, yeah. Well done.
Where are the other ragtag band of idiots I hired for this job?
They're still out looking for him.
And where did they go?
What happened to the ones who you were with?
Sorry, did you just ask me a question? Because I'm pretty sure I just asked you a question, you fuckhead. Drop your weapon, you're fired. Get the fuck out of my face.
He just unsheathes a short sword and drops it on the ground.
Wow.
Everything in your pockets, too.
How am I supposed to eat tonight?
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Did you think I care how you're gonna eat tonight?
I want you to roll me your...
So mean.
You're so mean.
You know what? No, I don't even want you to. Okay, so he just dumps everything out of his pockets.
Oh, this poor bastard.
There's some, like, enough money for maybe a room for the night and something to eat, and a little ball of wax with a small wick coming out of it, some flint.
You have 4.5 seconds to get out of my sight.
He just bolts. He bolts in the direction of the creek. He just starts running. It's a little easier for him to run. He doesn't have anything hanging in his pockets anymore.
You're welcome.
He is gone.
Five paths.
I'm just gonna assume I can't.
5 paths.
I hear this whispering.
5 paths.
I hear the whispering coming from the trees, and I like try to motion, and I like do one of these at Lady Rain.
I'm just doing this.
I nod once, and then I disappear back around the corner.
You know what?
Yeah.
Scott, I just want to point out, and this will only matter to you and me.
Okay.
You have just made Kieran proud.
Kieran. I remember Kieran.
Kieran is the very first Exalted character that Scott ever played with me, and he was the most pathetic nightcast you've ever met. He just couldn't roll to save his fucking life.
He was a problem. He was a problem character.
You finally disappeared into the shadows.
Yes. Yes. And you never saw him again.
Fair.
5 paths is not Lady Rain.
Oh, no, Jesus.
Poor soul, she's been corrupted too. It's just down to you. I wouldn't say that. Sorry.
I'm just like hitting my head
How
against.
far away are you guys to where?
Like you've come out to the tree line.
Yeah.
I
You're,
feel
like,
like
in the-
I'm on the other side of one of the buildings.
Yeah.
That like back towards the like
Right.
I'm quite a distant, I would think.
Okay.
I'm a ways off.
You are.
Yeah.
Disposing of the body.
The
And never
tavern
coming back.
door, not quite where the building that you are, but maybe a doorway, opens up, and a fresh-faced young man, blonde curls, steps out. He rolls his shoulders. You're disposing of a corpse.
Still enjoying the show.
Rolls his shoulders, takes a deep breath. You had me worried for a moment.
Everything went perfectly.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Just as we planned.
Absolutely. And you haven't even scuffed your dress.
Of course not.
Well, pick up your swords and let's go. And we'll take a break right here.
Who's gonna get to the swords?
Pick up your swords and let's go.
I think I'd like to have a rest. Feeling a little weary.
And leave Flame and Fury lying in the gutter?
Can you just grab him for me? That was a tough fight back there.
You know I can't.
Do it.
Oh.
I believe in you.
All right.
It is flawless.
I want you to roll. I want you to roll your charisma presence.
Oh my god, you have 5 charisma.
Yeah, your charisma presence. Leadership's not on these sheets, so presence it'll be. I'm going to give you 2 extra dice for that. And your difficulty is 5.
Okay. I'll spend a willpower.
That's a good idea. You can even throw some extra motes in if you want.
Yeah.
Do you have a presence charm?
It's one, you do have an excellency. It's one of your caster favored.
Okay, then, yeah.
So extra mote for an extra dice?
Yeah, you can even do more than that if you want.
Yeah, fuck it.
Just laughing away over here. I love it.
Just the gall on this guy.
I know, right?
It's incredible.
I think he's the hero we.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Well, we definitely need him. I don't know if we deserve him.
4, 5, 6.
Woo!
Yeah.
6 and then
7.
out of 7. Okay.
Is this a test? And he starts walking towards them, but he's got like this look on his face.
The poor handsome Mallory.
You can do it. I've always known.
He bends down. He closes his hands around the hilts of both of the short diclaves. And he stands up and he sees them alight in his hands. Magnificent. I never thought that I would have the chance to hold these.
As I'm saying, oh shit, in my head. You believed.
They're heavy. I suppose because they're not attuned to me yet.
John, I would know, as someone who spent a lot of time around Dragon-Blooded, that it's very unlikely for him to be able to wield these weapons because they are attuned to another Dragon-Blooded Exalt.
Until he attunes to them,
Right.
they are very unwieldy and not great weapons.
Could I make a relatively good assumption that he's maybe not a fire aspect because he was worried about taking these fire aspect weapons?
Why don't you roll me that? That's a wits lore for you.
How many wits? Yeah, there are 5 pets.
Yeah, 3 wits. Losing them by the day. Coming up. 3 successes?
There's no reason to believe that he would have difficulty picking up these weapons other than the fact that the last time he saw something touch them, it incinerated.
Right.
Which even normal fire aspect diclaves wouldn't do. So it's probably an evocation of the diclaves themselves to protect them from being messed with.
Mm-hmm.
But being a fire aspect, unless that was a direct result of that evocation, wouldn't
Doesn't
make any difference.
affect it, okay.
I've always known about you. But you're not attuned yet. Leave them upstairs in my room. I'm going to have a rest.
I'm not coming with you?
We'll see.
He looks hurt by that.
I need some time alone.
You should be celebrated. You just faced down so many in one. And he's still holding them, but he's now holding them together by their hilts with his hand over the top of the pommels.
It was a triviality. Almost too easy.
I'd expect nothing less of you, Lady Rain.
Go. I'll join you later.
We'll drink to your success. And he walks towards the tavern.
Can I roll a read intentions just to try to get a sense of whether he has any intimacies towards Lady Rain?
Yep.
I don't know what his guile is.
3.
No. I got 2.
You're not very good at this, sorry.
But I like rolling it.
So he starts walking. By the way, the 3 of you, well, you are now headed off towards where?
Well, I'm going to go and try and find Howe, who was apparently by the port, according to the person I just fired.
Okay, so you're just heading down towards the docks?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I'm still trying to find 5 paths.
Okay.
Where did he go?
I saw me duck around the side of a building.
You've now managed to drag the corpse into some place where it probably won't be found for a little while.
Excellent.
You can spend a lot longer and bury it.
I'm gonna do that. Nyx is thorough.
Okay.
She's very good at hiding bodies.
You manage to find a good enough stick that you can use to start scratching out a grave.
Excellent.
A shallow grave.
Here lies Lady Rain.
Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Love Nyx.
You hear tavern can open. Lady Rain has just prevailed where you did not. I want that made clear to all of you.
We can all hear this?
Yeah, you can hear that. He shouts it in the tavern, and it's quiet. Now, she's shown her trust in me, and as you can see, I now hold what she holds most dear. You can't give up the search just yet. Go and find him. Bring him back. Get the entire town on this if you need to. Because if you don't find him, by the time the sun crests over the east, I will destroy every building and every person in this entire pathetic town. Go. And then you hear the scraping of chairs and benches, and they just pour out. There's 7. One of them is halfway to Numa by now.
Sure hope everything's okay there.
And they just start fanning out. And they start banging on doors, and you see that, like surprised villagers look out. And you have to help me find this man. I'm gonna fucking die.
A very good search, is it? Hearing that Lady Rain has prevailed over my friends, I would like to try to move.
Just start crying.
Fall to your knees.
Sounds about right. No, I'd like to try to make my way back into the forest and avoid her, so I can find them.
Okay, so you're going back into the forest.
5 paths.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if like she sees me
What's
or
your
not.
stealth?
Like 1, probably.
Okay, yeah, you see him. He's starting to head back towards the woods.
Okay. I just run after him.
Okay.
5 paths.
Were you not dead?
No. I spoke to you.
They told me that. I heard that you had been.
No.
What happened?
It's Pellio as Lady Rain.
What?
His acting is amazing.
That's not possible. No one can truly embody the essence of another.
I saw it happen. Lady Rain's gone.
God damn it.
His acting is amazing.
I mean,
He's the greatest
Don't tell
actor
him
I've
I
ever
said
seen.
I will never tell him that.
Thank you. Just one more thing you'd have on me.
Why did we kill her?
It felt like the right thing to do, which is weird and conflicting
I would have to agree.
inside. I don't feel good about it.
Nyx, there's starting to be a lot of noise coming from the village.
That must be Nyx.
Give me a second stick.
She's double.
Rapid grave creation method.
I think that's a martial arts form, actually.
Embody.
Yeah, you know, that's a great question for all of us. But as you're heading down towards the docks, behind you, almost in waves, you see people starting to pour out into the streets.
I turn around.
As you turn from the alleyway, you see Hal. He has his hands up. Not for the rest of this town. Just take me.
How? Listen to me. It's Pellio. I know. It's maybe a bit of a surprise to you.
He starts taking a few steps back into the alleyway so that you could potentially follow him.
How? If you want to survive this, and I want you to, because I want your money.
Oh my god.
You need...
Heroes, folks.
You need to play along. We have killed Lady Rain and disposed of the body. I have assumed a disguise as Lady Rain. Play along with me, put your trust in me, and we will survive this. I will interrogate you alone, and then we will flee this place with the others.
Where did we meet?
Follow me.
Where did we meet?
Where did we meet? We met in a monk's colony in a settlement north of Numa. You offered me, you very kindly offered.
You technically met him, you know, in Numa.
In the jail.
Right, yeah, sorry.
We didn't play that out.
No, exactly. Right, yes.
It's a very busy 24 hours.
He starts,
had a lot on
he
my
starts
mind.
walking. He starts walking towards you.
Keep your mouth shut. Follow my lead. I found him!
And then there's this collective sigh of relief that emanates from the town. It's all of a sudden, it's a lot less. But you do hear Lady Rain say, "I found him."
River Jade found who? Who are they looking for?
Looking for help.
How? Of course. Right.
Stepping out of the tavern, holding just this flagon of ale, he sets it down on the ground very gently. This golden-haired man. You did. Again, you succeed where no one else can, Lady Rain.
Time is of the essence. I've managed to extract some information from this Cretan. He told me where his friends have gone. Take the north road to the forest. Take the 7 of them. Immediately.
You go. But he doesn't. And what about you? I don't want to leave you alone with him. He's dangerous.
I can handle him. I took down the others.
Without your weapons. And he holds them and extends.
Sorry.
I won't be needing those right now. You seem to be getting quite accustomed with them. How do they feel in your hands?
Warm. Powerful. I can see why you love them so much.
I think you should follow them. I trust you with this task.
And I know where they must go. He turns and he looks up at the road. He looks back. I know that you'll take excellent care of our guest.
Certainly.
I can't wait to see you again. And he turns and he starts moving up the road towards, well, towards Numa, towards the creek.
Just digging. I feel like hear them coming or
Singing a
something.
jaunty tune.
How just like side eyes you for a second?
Keep your eyes down, you filth. I say it loud enough for the young man to hear.
He stops. He turns around.
Uh-oh. Oh, God.
He starts walking back. I'm sorry, I know that there are those out there who require my attention, but I have to ask you one thing. What about our child?
Later. Once the task is complete.
You've never shown any affection to me at all.
I've come to see you for who you truly are.
What's your guile?
Really good.
Pellio's guile is great.
He is the greatest actor we've ever seen.
I think so. I mean, I've
What
been
is
in a
your guile?
monastery for like 20 years, so, you know, whatever.
I've never been to
Well,
the theater.
this is a Hail Mary then. Nope.
Terrible roll. Wow. Wow.
We skipped a
Fire's
job.
hard, man.
Yeah, it's like gone in this weird, I don't know.
And he turns and he just starts running as fast as he can away from you. I don't really want to keep you digging a grave.
But it's a really great grave.
Oh, sure. But you roll her in and she like, you know.
Perfect.
Kind of like rigor mortis. Yeah.
Hal just keeps looking at the ground. You're still standing in the streets. Everybody is sort of making their way back inside.
I'm going to head back to the town now.
What about you?
Well, I mean, I'm still kind of like conversing frantically with River Jade here on the edge of the forest. How are we going to get back into town?
I don't know.
I
I
mean-
don't know that we should step into town or just stay in the trees.
We were here under the guise of anonymity. Nobody knows who we are, but apparently someone did.
The bartender steps outside and picks up the flagon of ale, and he just shakes his head. Another man follows him outside. You okay? No. No, I hate feeling like this pawn. They play their games together, and we're the ones who have to suffer. Come on, it's not that bad. We made a lot of money tonight. And they didn't trash the place this time. Who knows what happens? All this infighting, all it means is that we're just going to see one more time before this all happens all over again. I hate this. And he leaves.
Let's find Nix.
Right. Do you think Lady Rain is right? Are we just... I don't know what. Are we just pawns to her, do you think? She's not here, is she?
I don't think so.
Ah!
Ugh.
No. I have to believe that we're not.
I don't really know what she thinks of us. She seems so sure of herself and of her abilities.
You can reappear at this point at the edge of the... You see them just at the edge of the tree line.
Okay, so there are still...
They're just at the edge of the tree line on the outside of town.
But I don't know that.
No.
I'll wander over to them.
Okay.
Good.
It's done.
Okay.
I went to go see if the others were coming after us or if they had how.
Were they?
No. They had failed. But it sounds like Pellio managed to find how.
Then we should find them and get a move on.
Yeah.
To where?
To not here.
Why not?
They'll be back.
Yeah, we should not
They have
stay
to report
here.
back to Lady Rain.
There is no Lady Rain.
I know. That's why we have to go.
But then who will they report back to?
Exactly.
But they think Pellio's Lady Rain.
As hilarious as it would be to keep up this ruse forever, and probably pretty lucrative, I think it's best we move on.
There were plans to go to Nexus, no?
There were. We can. We're at a port town, so let's see if we can hire a ship.
Wasn't she the only one who knew you?
Yes.
So then none of them will know us.
None of them in this city?
Right. We are once again under the veil of anonymity as we were before.
Until the others of her retinue come back.
And what, she made posters of all our faces? I don't think so.
But I think they might have seen us.
How just... He's, like, distinctly uncomfortable. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Bear with me for a moment, Hal. You had me lying in that cell for 3 days. I'm sure you can handle a few minutes out here.
A
bit of sass, just to take the edge off, you know.
He did make a really
So wise
strange...
to drop your accent?
What?
You're dropping your accent.
Sorry. I didn't mean it. Hal, just keep your fucking mouth shut.
God.
A ship, then.
If you hadn't done what you'd done, everybody in this town would have been homeless or dead. I want you to know that.
I'm aware of that, Hal.
They don't know it. They fear you, and yet you saved them.
Mercy. Do you still have my money?
Oh.
I'm rubbing off on you. Felt good, didn't it? You could have just left me to die, but no, you decided to save the whole town instead.
Is he gloating? So smug.
A
I'm really not sure what part of keep your mouth shut you didn't understand.
I'm really not sure what part of you saying anything to me means that I have to listen.
Do you want to survive? Because they're looking for you.
Are you showing concern for my well-being?
No, I'm showing concern for the well-being of what's in your wallet.
Sure you are.
Okay, I'm just gonna kill you now. Forget them.
Okay. Do you look good in that dress, by the way?
I know.
I bet you do. Should we try to go back and find the others?
Nyx is smart enough to find us. Let's stay here.
Yeah, Nyx is pretty smart.
ouch.
I mean,
I allow it. That's fine.
It's realistic.
let's go see about hiring a ship.
Okay.
You seem to be on the move.
Always.
Do you have a place you want to live?
Haven't found anything that suits my fancy yet.
What's your fancy, Nyx? But I'll start walking.
Let's see.
There's something strange happening in the port. Doors are opening up, and a plate is being laid out. every door along this entire road, a small plate is being laid out. And on that plate, there are little tiny bits. Bits being the smallest form of currency.
Right, because she's a tax collector.
Yeah, would I recognize this as like an offering or as a tax,
No, this is
possibly?
like a very unofficial way of collecting money.
Right. Don't come into our house. It's out here. It's
Yeah.
over there. Yeah, that's fair.
I would recognize what that means.
You'd also know, by the way, yeah, you would. You'd also know that this is not a way that a tax collector collects money. These are bribes. Or protection money. You know, it's like this everywhere. Almost everywhere. Anywhere the realm has their fingers, someone's going to come along and take advantage of it. None of this money will get back to see anybody on the Blessed Isle. It's just going to go into her pockets, and then she'll collect taxes. Well, or she would, if she wasn't indisposed permanently.
So what would your merciful God have us do with this paltry amount of money? Do we just give it back?
I don't think it's up to me.
I know it's not up to you, but I'm asking. I'm just curious.
Mercy isn't about money. It would be a small mercy to let them keep this money. It would be a greater mercy. Well, we'll see if you can figure that one out on your own. Does it chafe? The plates?
The armor?
Yeah.
A bit.
You know, another small mercy would be that when this is all over, you give her back her belongings. But that's showing mercy to your enemy. I don't know if you've ever done that.
I don't think the enemy would show me the same mercy, so no. I know exactly where I'll dispose of this disguise when the time comes.
Well, see, that kind of thinking means that nothing will ever change. You see, if you always assume that you won't do something because the other side won't do it either, nothing changes. Just more war. Well, we'll wait for Nyx to find us. She is the smart one after all.
Right there, too.
Nyx,
Yeah, I'm looking for them.
are you going with her?
Yeah.
Yep. So it doesn't take too long for them to find you.
See if I answer your question.
Did you? Oh, see if you do. Okay.
No, I don't think I did.
Okay.
I don't think I did. But I am making a note of it.
5 paths. This isn't who you think it is. I know your name.
Right.
I know where you're from. Because I'm Pellio.
Yeah, we told him.
It's a very good disguise. You almost can't tell that he's a total douchebag.
So,
I am impressed.
I know you are.
Now all of you can see the bribes as laid out.
what's this about?
Protection money. We can take it. Have a nice night in a hotel. Bit of food.
Spend their money here.
No, we can use it to get a ship out of town as well. Or we can give it back to them.
There's no one to pocket it anymore.
You should tell the innkeeper to give a message to your retinue. You've left. You've gone to Fortitude. That seems nice and far. They can follow you with all speed. Don't leave anything written. He'd probably know your handwriting.
Hal looks at River Jade, and then for a moment, his face looks very sad.
I could maybe produce something in her hand.
Really?
If I had a sample to work from.
You would do that? I'm impressed.
Well, it seems
He's a monk. That doesn't mean he doesn't have a heart.
right, it seems a small mercy to send them on a wild goose chase.
That sounds like a wonderful idea. What about the money?
Oh, I'm holding on to the money. We'll need it to charter the ship.
Oh yeah, can I have scooped up the canvas bag with y'all's clothes?
Sure.
Oh yeah,
By the way, there you go.
What is this?
After all, I didn't see any change from the money that I gave you earlier.
There was no change.
I didn't
Very.
think there would be.
The markups are just.
Yeah,
You
you
could tell
are
we
a
were from
terrible
outside.
haggler.
I am the worst.
I'm torn on what to do with the money because I don't want to take it. Hear me out,
Yeah.
please.
Please, of course.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to take it, but if we're leaving a letter saying she's gone,
Then include in the letter that we don't need their paltry bribes anymore.
Or I can just tell the innkeeper. Do I have to keep talking like this? I'm finding it quite tiresome. Can I just pretend for a moment that I'm not putting on this ridiculous accent?
Yeah, go for it.
I can nip over to the tavern keep, tell them I didn't have time to pick up the money because I was running after Hal. Or I've taken Hal to Fortitude. And that helps to corroborate the story we're about to construct that, you know, we've gone off to Fortitude or whatever it is.
I like it.
So we didn't have time to get the money. So I'm going to go tell the tavern keep that right now. Forget about I didn't have time to write it down either.
I'm going to find some food for everybody. And then I'm going to head down to the dock and I'm going to charter a ship. River Jade, you're going to come with me. It'll look strange if I walk around unaccompanied at this point.
Don't forget to get changed.
We know what we're doing. Let's go. And he walks over. In the canvas bag, he pulls out the clothes that he was going to get, and then he just tilts his head to River Jade and walks, turns into an alley, and then, with uncharacteristic modesty, he removes his robe and puts the other clothes on with his back turned to you.
I'm looking away.
And then
River
he
Jade is-
turns around.
No.
It was you.
Me?
It was you.
What?
The reason why Pellio was wandering around in a shockingly protective dress. That was you.
I don't know. I'm just like also staring. Not sure what to say.
All right. And he heads down closer towards the docks.
I'm just following nervously.
Why?
Why did I attack her? I don't know. Kind of just felt like the right thing to do at the time.
What is right? Were you trying to stop her from committing any more evil acts? Were you trying to save your own skin?
No. I think it was just seeing how much hate she had.
Do you regret it?
I regret that she's dead, but at the same time, I guess it's the lesser of the evils.
Let me tell you about good and evil. They don't exist in the way that you're thinking. There's a scale. But what matters isn't good or evil, but what side you're on and what side she's on. And you decided that her side was incorrect. Evil to you. That's all right. You're going to have to make a lot of decisions along those lines. And it's potentially going to get easier. But it shouldn't be. Because the easier it gets for you to decide that someone no longer deserves to live, the easier it is for you to decide that your way is always good. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you think you did right?
I think I just did what I had to do. She's like, obviously, a little teary-eyed.
It's all right. I didn't know her personally, only by reputation. But everybody in this town tonight is going to be safer because she is no longer alive. Do you know what? That makes you a hero.
I wouldn't go that far. We should,
Find food?
Yeah.
What kind of food do you like?
I mean, I don't know, bread, meat.
Bread and meat.
That's all we had in the forge.
Bread and meat. What about you three?
I also need to change with the clothes that were thrown at me unceremoniously.
We should go to your room, milady.
Here are the keys. Make yourselves at home. I'm going to have a word with the tavern keep.
We're gonna find something that he can copy.
Right. I'm sorry that she did this to you. I don't really understand why. Well, she was trying to get to you, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that that was inflicted upon you.
The bartender steps outside his tavern again.
Oh.
He stretches and he
Head down.
lights up a rolled up cigarette of some kind. And then sees you and then instantly just drops it. Not out of any like, I'm not allowed to smoke, just more like,
Time is of the essence.
Okay.
You need to get a message to my companions. Did you see them? Did you
Yes.
see what they looked like?
Yes.
When they come back into town, and it shouldn't be long now, you have to give them an urgent message.
Okay. An urgent message.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell them that I have taken the prisoner to Fortitude.
Lady Rain has taken the prisoner to Fortitude.
Lady Rain has taken the prisoner to Fortitude.
Yes.
Follow her with extreme haste.
Extreme haste.
Then I want you to deliver a message to the townspeople because I haven't had time to collect the money. Tell them to use the money to buy themselves some clothing.
I'm sure the tailors will be very pleased.
Some scarves.
Any form of clothing,
Scarves for everyone.
preferably scarves.
For everyone in creation.
Cut to.
Yes.
I don't know if we're going to be able to survive much longer here. No one's buying any scarves. I sold one today, but I was really hoping to sell more. There. It's all right. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day.
It's like a zombie movie. They're all like,
Oh wait, no wait. Hold on. I don't know if anybody is going to buy any scarves.
Back.
So we're heading upstairs.
Yes,
Did you understand what I said?
To your companions, Lady Rain has taken the prisoner to Fortitude. Follow with extreme haste. To everyone else here in the town, they are to spend the money on clothing, preferably scarves.
They are to spend the bits in the dishes outside the door on scarves. Then you will not speak a word of this to anyone, or I will come back here and remove your head from your torso.
My tongue is as frozen as the waters to the north.
Very good, thank you. Continue smoking.
He bends down and he picks it up off the ground. He's just like,
You know, if that's the worst thing that happened to you today, do you know what I mean?
It could have been a lot worse.
It's true. We're heading inside and upstairs to find probably the largest, most well-appointed room.
Yeah.
I don't mean to pry, but
I'm looking through drawers.
so
and stuff.
when you
You're looking
open,
through shit.
when
Oh,
you
yeah.
open the door to the room,
Oh,
you see that there's
Flamethrowers, what?
a rather waifish-looking woman holding a child, looking up at you, and there's fear in her eyes. But then they soften slightly when they see you. You do not recognize this woman, by the way. Are you with the inn?
yes.
You're not wearing your robes anymore, right? You changed?
Yeah. I was going to change in Lady Rain's room, so no, I haven't.
So no. All right.
I just said yes to be cool.
To be cool.
I am. She sent me for some jewels that she misplaced up here. I'm supposed to look for them. She was very angry.
Oh, Jules, and she stands up and roll me your manipulation larceny, please.
Okay.
Because you be straight up lying. 2 extra dice. Just pick up 2 extra dice and roll them in.
Okay, so that is. That's 3. Okay. 4.
She keeps them under the bed.
Okay. She said something about the emerald one, you worthless piece of excrement. Those were her exact words.
Oh, of course. And you open it up, and there's some jewelry in here. It might be worth something if you resell it.
Excellent.
Do you literally just stuff
No.
it down? She asked me to get this.
She's this thing about putting things down one's shirts.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Rain
did
did.
see
Seems
her
to
do
have,
that.
like,
She did that with a scarf.
Also, she was really offended by this monk's appearance on the street and sent him up here to change into something less offensive.
Of course.
Would
Do you
we
need
be able
help?
to have the
And
room
she
for a second?
puts the baby down. I'd be glad to dress you.
I have other clothes. Thank you.
Well, yes, but do you need assistance?
No, I can
I
manage.
think he does, actually. If you could, that would be so great.
Of course. And she takes you by the hand and she
Ruthless.
starts like removing your robe.
While she's doing that, Nyx is looking for a diary, a journal,
I am, like,
an address book, anything with her
Roll me
writing.
your perception investigation, please.
Cool.
distinctly uncomfortable.
So there's nothing at all
No.
sensual about this, but she is basically stripping you down and then
is
reclothing you.
Not a thing that I've had done to me in a long time. Wait.
Wait.
Curveball. All right.
Hashtag Jaya, hashtag
Yes!
left her behind, hashtag.
Hashtag 5.
Hashtag best friend,
Jayas.
7 successes.
In here, you do see a diary,
Jazz?
which you can pick up, as well as one. You see that there's some credentials written in a language you don't understand, but it definitely looks very impressive.
I'm gonna take it. If it looks impressive, I'm gonna take it.
And there's some, like just bowls, cutlery, but they may belong to the inn.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
So
that's
I'm
what you
taking,
get.
I'm taking credentials,
Credentials and a diary.
a diary, and emeralds.
And emeralds. You can't read the diary or the emeralds, by the way. You specifically can't.
All right.
But you can tell that it's like the diary. Okay, so the diary is a book in which there is writing.
And
But
yeah, I can assume it's her
accompanied
writing.
with a writing instrument. So
Cool.
Is that your child?
yes, that's the Lady Rain's child.
Oh.
Oh man, do you think that there's an achievement for just straight up baby murdering? Is that
I
what
mean,
you're
I
going
do
for?
now. I don't want it, though.
There
Thank
isn't
you
one for
very
baby
much.
throwing. I've checked.
But you were baby catching.
Baby. No, I caught it, then I threw it again.
Oh, yeah.
It was baby football. It was confusing.
Forgot about that. Threw the baby back at her.
Is it clear, like, how old is this baby? Can I get a sense from the...
17.
Wait a second.
I'm on my own apartment. Baby's less than a year old, but at least 6 months old.
Is it clear if it's a boy or a girl?
Well, it would be clear if you checked.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's,
Otherwise, no, it's not clear.
Okay, that's fine. Well, beautiful. Thank you.
Of course. Try to stay strong. She's not as bad as it would seem.
Well, thank you so much for your help.
Of course.
No, wait, what do you mean, as it would seem?
She turns away, and you see that there's bruising up here behind her ear.
I can't do anything about that. Damn it.
Come here, let me give you some essence. Oh, it didn't work.
I detect there's a library within 50 yards of this.
Anyway, so you gather your stuff.
Yeah.
Where are you headed then? All of you. You're still with
To the tavern.
Buddy.
Downstairs.
Yeah, downstairs.
With us. You keep avoiding my questions.
More questions?
Well, I wanted to know how she knew you. You weren't very clear about it.
Here's not really the best place.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Except we don't. The tavern's the sort of place where people show up to drink because they are normally at sea. And sometimes when you're at sea, you have to ration the drinks. And that's not nearly as fun as not rationing drinks. Which means that when you're in there, everybody here is just like either very, very asleep or definitely on their way out the door. The bartender doesn't seem like he's the sort of person who would allow somebody to remain in the tavern unless they were either continuing to pay or asleep. If you're just being rowdy, he kicks you out because then other people don't buy drinks. The table that you have has a rather surprisingly good stew served inside a bowl of bread.
There's no brains in it.
No brains.
One day there will be, and you'll be glad you checked. It's
Yeah.
gonna be good.
And
Not again.
the alcohol is watered down but passable. However, it's pretty clear that he has zero interest in paying any attention to the five of you, and he goes back. The building is large enough that you can speak relatively unhindered.
okay, so I thought Howe and River Jade had gone down to the port to commission a boat.
We did.
Okay, so that's taken care of.
Yes, they're setting sail in about 4 hours.
4 hours
How much
It's the
longer does
best
your
we could
disguise
do.
last?
until I sleep. So
Never, if we play our
just-
cards right.
concerned maybe the people that we shipped off up the road are going to come back when they realize that there was nobody up there. It probably won't take them very long.
There are tracks. We left tracks.
Some, but Claw kind of took care of a lot of them.
Going in the opposite direction as well.
Maybe Qua will protect us. We were very nice to him. After all, you did act the hell out of whatever you did back there.
It's true.
It was an ancient piece of ancient traumatic text. Act 3, Scene 2 of Lelo and Bifo. A dramatic work from a far-off realm not known to many in Nexus. We performed it once at my theater in Nexus.
How did it do?
Rave reviews.
Did you have
My
a
Bifo.
I'd like to roll on that.
Yes!
And I'm
also
going to
would like
fail
to
because
know.
your guile is so good.
Just use towards good or bad review.
Did you have a script?
There was a loose script that we translated from Ice Tongue.
Wow. Wait, do you know Ice Tongue?
We had it translated into high
Realm.
Realm.
Sorry.
High realm. My Bifo was to die for.
Live.
That's what
the
all the
Nexus
ladies
Coliseum. Pellio as Bifo.
Aw, just 4. What a bummer. I really want to know.
You must be very disappointed to have left such a successful life behind. It sounds like you were a successful actor in Nexus.
I'm not sure where you're using the present tense. It's his acting that managed to get all of us here. He is an actor. And apparently because he's still lusting after my purse, he's still doing it for money.
Speaking of which, as far as I recall, your promise was to provide us with the compensation for our having been imprisoned after we had delivered you to safety.
Yes.
We appear to have done that.
Oh, I don't believe I'm safe yet.
We're sitting down at a tavern having a nice drink. Our enemies are far off in the distance. I think that's about as safe as you're going to get.
Considering that you have constantly threatened my life from the moment that we've met, I would imagine that my safety is actually in question based on you sitting across from the table here.
It'll be when he's far away from.
Not to mention your friend.
Who, me?
Who seems intent on if she can't steal whatever I have, perhaps she might take it by other means.
We have risked life and limb to protect you, and yet you still feel that we pose a threat.
I want to point
personal
out
sacrifice.
that you risked life and limb to protect the people of this town, and you didn't accept a reward from them at all. Why is that?
We needed to cover our tracks. Taking the money would have exposed us.
It wasn't worth it anyway.
So neither of you have anything to live for then when it
Oh.
comes to. Whoop! It wasn't finished, my sentence.
There's blood everywhere.
Oof, must be Tuesday. Oh my god! It seems that neither of you have anything to live for then when it comes to helping others.
They do.
Really?
Yeah, they're just being stubborn.
I help myself first. If I go to sleep and I'm still alive at the end of the day was a success.
You know, in many circles, that's the first rule of mercy. If you can't help yourself, you can't help anyone else.
Then I guess I'm the most merciful son of a bitch here.
Pellio, why didn't you sell me out?
When? First of all, my name is not Pellio.
Oh, sorry, it's Cryan? Or is it Lady Rain.
I think there was also a Brian as well at one point.
Milady of the silk scarves.
Please.
Why didn't you sell me out? She asked you about me. She threatened you to find me. The other lady of the silk scarves, you idiot! Fuck! Why didn't you?
You're gonna keep me alive. I can't keep myself alive. Not with this thing pouring out of the front of my head.
Oh my god!
It's out of control.
Paper towels? We're gonna need a couple rolls.
Clean up aisle one.
Well, that's why I started wearing the scarf on my head, you know. It's,
Is that why you did it?
yeah.
Come on. Hey.
I mean, if we're all going to use my real name, then I think I could drop the accent if you're going to start calling me Pellio. I hope nobody overhears us.
No, he said we were relatively unobserved.
Oh, I must have missed that. Right. Why did I...
Yeah.
I find you quite sort of oddly charming despite everything you
Do and say.
do and say. I find your disdain for any notion of politeness quite disarming
Refreshing.
and refreshing,
Yeah.
honest, truthful. You hate everything, and I can appreciate that.
Truth matters to you then?
No, I mean, honesty isn't simply... Can I have another drink? Thank you.
You did make me swear to always tell you the truth and never omit anything. So
Did you do that?
obviously,
Did he do that?
honesty matters. Yeah.
When did this happen?
Let me take you back to the beginning. she tries her worst
Wait a minute, did
impression
you guys
of
just both
acting.
Wayne's World this?
I'm here for it.
So do you
Back
reenact
in
it right
Ruma.
now? With salt and pepper?
Yeah. So this was me behind the bars.
Yeah, I do,
Yeah.
I do remember that now that you mention it, and I'd like to... What do you really think of everyone around the table? We'll play a little game. Starting with him.
I don't think that's very kind.
That's fun. It's fun for the rest of us. Is it kind of you to stop us having fun after everything we've been through? I don't think so.
Show a little mercy, please.
Yeah, show a little mercy. Good one. I like that.
Ow.
Sorry.
Don't you fucking...
Well, since I have to, for some strange, sick reason, in your whatever it is that you want out of this,
Just entertainment?
is that all it is to you? Just that?
Yeah. Can I another drink? Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you didn't even get the first one that you asked for.
Are we doing shots?
Are you fucking serious right now? Like, first of all, I'm a monk. Like, no, we're not doing shots right now.
Tequila sunrise for everybody.
They call this one the flaming... No, never mind.
I just, as Lady Rain, I snap my fingers twice.
Bartender walks up. What?
My associates would like a round. Now.
Sure. And he reaches underneath his vest and he pulls out what's probably pretty warm ale at this point and just starts pouring them into them. Hey. And he leans closer to Five Paths. So, just a question for you, if I could. Is she really this much of a bitch all the time? Or is that just to me?
I don't think you should speak that way in front of her.
That's fair.
Do I hear this?
Oh yeah, you totally hear this. He doesn't seem to have any fear of you at all.
Which is weird.
I agree.
Bartender.
100%
Is
agreed.
it the same person
No, not the same person who has
It's
to
not
deliver
the
messages and all
innkeep,
that.
it's the bartender.
He wasn't the one that was outside
No.
and complaining about
No.
the situation? Okay.
He finishes pouring the ale and he just starts trundling back over towards the bar. Some people just don't fear death.
Or
I'm
face
gonna
worse
go to the
than-
bathroom.
Do I still need to? Do I still need to explain? Do you still want me to?
No, let's change the game. I want you to tell me the secret that you've never told anyone in the entire world.
Do you know what's wonderful about this sort of game? She doesn't have to play. Just because she said that she wouldn't lie to you doesn't mean that she has to answer your questions.
Fine.
You did know that, right?
I do now. So thank you.
I'm not coming with you.
What?
I'm far more recognizable than the four of you. If I go along with you, then I'm only going to slow you down, or possibly get you captured.
When do we get our money?
I chartered you a ship, didn't I?
That's enough.
Agree to disagree on that. Where's Nyx? Is she?
She's on her way to the bathroom.
Oh,
Do you know what's... Are you a gambling man, Pellio?
from time to time.
You realize that eventually everyone always loses. Pressing your luck is sometimes a difficult thing to quit.
Oh, I'm quite sure that I just saved your life and saved the lives of everyone in this town.
Mm-hmm.
Just something to bear in mind.
Yeah, maybe don't let it get to your thick skull.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I go in for a high five under the table. I don't want her to see this.
Agreed it.
Not her. I don't want him to see this, obviously. Her, Lady Rainer.
Are you actually going to the bathroom, or are you...
I'm going to the bathroom, but I'm like pretending to struggle with the door. Can you help me? I'm having a lot of trouble with the door.
I leave the table. I don't want to deal with these fighters. I can't
gets
work with
up.
these people.
Run away.
Yeah, fine.
You're good
He
at
reaches
that.
forward and he just chunks the
I
handle.
want to grab him and like pull him into the bathroom and like hold him up against the wall like
Are
this.
you closing the door behind you?
Yeah.
Brother would make us
All
a
right.
team.
So this just happened.
Just
So
did.
we're
the opposite.
bathroom shenanigans.
Bathroom shenanigans.
Like fighting shenanigans or like other kinds of shenanigans? Oh, okay, fighting. Okay, cool. Sorry.
You were really rude out there to the wrong people. So how about we pretend that your last interaction with us didn't happen, and you bring out a free round for everyone, and you don't say another word to us for the rest of the night.
And not the warm piss this time.
Where the hell did you go?
You left the
I mean, he's
table.
dressed as a woman. He can,
Oh shit.
although the bathroom is unisex here, there's only
I
one.
walked away from.
Fair enough.
Oh, no, it's
You know, roll me your manipulation presence, and you can add the 2 dice for that.
Thanks, bud.
Let's just see what's going to happen there. I really hope you botch this roll. Like, I really,
That'd
really
be
want
so
you to botch
sad. Oh, I didn't.
this roll. Damn.
I know.
No, she did not.
You gotta make us roll things we're not good at right now.
8 successes.
Great. Wow.
Are you being especially, like, physically intimidating, or are you just...
No. Nyx has that like quiet, creepy intensity to her. So she's just like hissing into his ear.
Like it's
Spiders pour out of her mouth.
There's a moment where he
Yeah.
is just, like, looking at you as if he can't look away, you know, like a snake. And then you start hearing liquids splashing onto the floor.
Oh my god.
No, that's an achievement. That is.
Peregrine, help us.
Please.
Have a good night. I'm gonna leave the bathroom and come back to the table. What'd I miss? What does River Jade think of all of you?
Oh, we decided not to play that little game.
She loves me. She loves me, I can tell you that much. So, our friend over here is not going to be joining us, it seems.
Too conspicuous.
I'm known. I'm famous. And word of my defection is going to start spreading really quickly. You are not famous. You can move faster without me.
But we could learn so much from you. I'm sorry to speak for everyone, but I don't think we know what we are doing with ourselves or with our powers.
We have just created a ruse in which Lady Rain has taken Hal to Fortitude. If Hal remains at port, that ruse
It's true.
dissolves.
He will have to
You at
disappear.
least have to come with us part of the way.
Or we kill him.
We're not killing him.
Why?
You can disembark and look shy, or we can part ways in Nexus, but you have to come with us at least another leg of the journey.
Or we could just go. I don't see the...
Sorry to disappoint.
Fine.
Take his money.
Fine.
Throw him in the forest.
No one's taking my money. No, I've had it. I've had it completely.
I recall you saying, and in fact swearing, that you would offer compensation.
It's been offered.
And he didn't pay up.
Yes, he did. There is a ship waiting for us.
A ship?
You idiot.
A ship is a pittance. A mere... nothing. It's air.
A ship is a pittance.
I could get you a
nothing.
ship for 3 bits.
Oh, could you?
Yes,
Yeah.
easily in Nexus.
Yeah, really?
Easily.
Could you?
Absolutely. You seem quite agitated.
Yeah, I am.
He places his fingers on the table. A nickel's worth of free advice for you, Lady Rain. But the next time that you try to swindle somebody, make sure that you get the terms in order before the oath is sworn. And when he lifts his hand, there's 5 small indentations in the wood, even though it didn't look like he strained at all. Do I make myself clear? Because I captured you once, and I can capture you again. Incidentally, you and I are sharing a room in the ship.
Wow.
I think we might have to change our expectations for our lives. I don't mean sharing rooms. I just mean in terms of the level of material goods that we'll be able to have for some time.
Yeah, did you make that decision?
No, we're all sharing a room.
I won't be dressed like this on board, you realize?
We're all sharing a room.
Right, not just you and I.
No, we're all going to be together.
There's one room.
There's one room.
And we're all sharing it.
Yeah, it's just...
I don't quite understand what part of that you don't understand.
He was flirting with me before.
Oh, was he?
Yes, he was. Quite
Okay.
overtly flirting with me.
Right.
In disguise.
Yeah.
In your absolute nightmares.
I thought, perhaps presumptuously, I thought you'd gotten the 2 of us a room and gotten another room for the rest of them.
I'm the exigent of mercy, not pity.
I produce a mic from thin air, drop it on the table, and walk away. Also air horns. They're springing out of my, like, I don't even know, man.
Are you actually walking away?
No, why would I? Sorry.
I would follow you.
Where'd I go?
I don't know.
The rooftop for a smoke? Like,
I'll follow anyone with an air horn.
wait.
Oh, Pellio.
What have I gotten myself into?
Yeah.
I'm also going to point out that you need to relax or end the oath that you've placed her under. Because you were lucky this time. You understand that she isn't even allowed to lie to you whether you want her to or not. If you're in disguise, she can't refer to you by your other name, and she certainly wouldn't be able to play along with any ruse that you've discovered.
Yes, you've detected a loophole in my contractual drafting technique. I will amend the contract under which you are bound.
No, you can end it and then hope that she'll be foolish enough to swear it again.
End it, Pellio.
Unfortunately, yeah, you can't change it.
You've had your
I'm
fun.
sorry.
Well, I didn't really get to have much fun with it.
Life's just that hard.
What do I get in return?
You get me not throwing a hammer at your fucking face.
Oh, fine,
Here.
fine. I've seen what you can do with that thing. It's actually quite impressive.
Wait. Did you just compliment River Jade?
Yeah, I think she's very skillful with a hammer.
River Jade, write this down.
What? I mean, I can recognize talent when I see it. No, it's remarkable. It's elegant, it's graceful, it has a certain boldness, a certain daring-do that I appreciate. So fine. If you don't want to play my little game, go on. I won't keep you here reluctantly, begrudgingly. Oh, you're all so boring.
End the contract.
Yeah, fine, it's ended.
It's ended. You're allowed to lie to him again without, suffering the most horrible day of your life.
I ship it.
So are we friends now?
Do you ship Pellio?
I do now, if it sounds like that.
That's a great hashtag. So I'm here
Hell
for it.
yeah. Hashtag. Let's just work on being acquaintances first.
You can
Friendly.
get acquainted on a boat.
Acquaintances.
I mean, we're going to be stuck together on a ship for weeks. It's going to be very tiring if we just constantly snipe at each other.
What I don't understand, those like us have been hunted for a long time. And of course that makes sense. If you were to be alone, it's unlikely that you would survive. Not knowing what to do, how to use your powers. Now that we're all together, we could theoretically learn from each other, but I certainly don't know what I'm doing. I can't speak for the rest of you.
You're gonna have weeks on a ship. It's the perfect time to learn.
From whom?
From yourself. What do you think I did while I was out on my own for months?
I think you can teach us.
I think you can teach you. That's what it is. One day you get a tingle in your hand and you think, oh, what would happen if I suddenly disappeared into thin air? And then it happens. I don't know how, but you draw it from within you. I don't know how, but you draw it. Yeah.
What just happened?
What that said.
Was that...
Yeah, Nyx appeared.
Did you do that? Or
No, that was my mistake. So.
So you have to be patient with yourself, but you have to be curious. And you have to recognize that you have an insane amount of power, and it's pretty awesome.
And what would you do with it?
Whatever you want.
That's not a very good answer.
I'm sorry. I'm not here to give you answers. I'm here to keep you alive, if you stay with me. And by the way, a balcony. That's a place that suits my fancy. A place with a balcony.
We can find something with a balcony.
Overlooking a garden or a river or
Street.
a street?
I like people watching. I like dropping things on their heads if they piss me off.
Then we have to go to Nexus.
There are balconies in Nexus.
Oh, there are balconies in Nexus, my dear.
The door to the tavern gets not kicked open, but definitely like just
No.
like there's an
Too
enthusiastic
late, I guess.
swing in,
Haha!
and a very, very, very tall, very wide-smiled woman just bursts in. Her green hair is just streaming behind her as she just ups up into the wall. She's wearing a jacket. Her boots are very, very high, rise right up to mid-thigh, and the rest of her just with breeches and a very smart-looking jacket with big buttons on it. I'd like a drink just before we leave, if that's all right. And she walks forward, goes up to the bartender, who at this point now wishes that, the day would just end. It smells a bit like piss. Hopefully that's not the... Picks up the very shakily offered ale, walks over, and lifts up her leg and just slams her foot onto the table, drains half the thing in one gulp. Passengers. I do love passengers. We're going to be leaving in 2 hours. We're ahead of schedule. You are the ones who are going to be leaving with me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going?
You're traveling with Captain Medine. And she puts the flagon down. Medine, Medeen. And you're traveling on the finest ship that you'll find in this dragon-forsaken port.
Okay. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Captain Medine.
We're going to be flying, the 4 of us, 5 of us, 6 of us. How many of us are there? You're not coming with us.
No, it's...
No, I will be coming with you.
Nope, she
No.
will not be coming with us.
No, there's another person who will be joining us.
Right.
Yeah.
A good bloke.
Yeah.
Not you.
The Lady Rain is on her way to Fortitude.
Yes.
Ah, yes, another ship's been chartered for that purpose. But not mine.
I'm so confused.
I've had so much
What
to
did they
drink.
put in this?
I was instructed to bring the fastest ship to bear 5 very important people, and I will. After all, the Golden Puppy doesn't sail for just about anybody.
It's
You
a
only...
great name for a ship.
I know. I named it.
Golden
You only take
puppy.
distinguished passengers, then?
Yes, only the finest passengers, and I know that they're finest because they have a lot of money, and that money goes directly to me. So, the 5 of you be rich, so the 5 of you be traveling on the Golden Puppy. And we'll be heading to... somewhere else. She picks it up again.
Oh, it's the Golden Poppy. I heard the Golden Puppy.
I also heard the
I
golden puppy.
I would like to third that sentence.
I wrote the golden puppy.
Is it not?
It's Puppy, not Poppy.
Oh, it is
It's Puppy.
Hooray!
We're all happy.
Did you write Poppy? Or...
I wrote puppy and then heard poppy and was like, whoops. And then it turned out to be puppy.
You'll go to be embarking in about an hour, yeah?
Embarking. It's a puppy.
I never thought of that. I like you. You get first rations.
Oh, thank you.
Safe travels, everyone.
Thank you.
Lady
Thank
Rain,
you for inviting us to drink with you.
I hope that we see you again soon. It's always a pleasure when you come and visit.
Lovely to see you again, Rain. Take care of these ones.
Oh, think I will.
I'm sure you will.
One of them is pretty cute. And she turns around and opens the door again, except this time she has to pull it in front of her. And the bartender just is like, but my, and she just walks out. She's still holding the flagon of ale, just like walking down the street. Last call?
We'd ordered another round.
This is very much not looking at Nyx or Lady Rain.
What did you do?
I'll drink to everyone's health, but not for me. Thank you.
I'll have yours.
You want to get started on that letter?
The material that is provided to me is in Lady Rain's hand, I assume, because I don't know. What language is it in?
The language of the book.
Come on,
Do you speak
language.
it, buddy?
Do you speak it?
Yes, speak it. Is Flame Tongue.
That's a hard pass.
But you can still, like, copy her style of handwriting and write it in Hiram?
I can make a copy.
Oh,
If I can't understand it, I can't write in it.
But can't you use her style of writing to write a letter in Hiram?
I would like to try this stunt. John,
Yes, you can.
I would
That's
like-
just a straight up linguistics.
that's kind of awesome. Yeah,
Or
I want to try
larceny
to
for
emulate
forgery.
her style.
So as you start working on the letter,
Yeah,
you start
just spend
working
some
on
notes on it.
polishing off your ale. I don't even know what you do.
Who knows?
And River Jade
I'm just kind of sitting here.
just kind of sitting here.
Just casually chat with River Jade.
I'm gonna down them and walk over to the piss-soaked bathroom and remove my Lady Rain disguise.
What are you doing with it?
I'm stashing it into a bag,
That's fair.
and I'm keeping it with me.
Sure. I mean, it's a memento. Do you get your old
Second
scarf
memento.
I wear not only my old the crimson scarf that she gave me, but I also wear her yellow scarf underneath it.
back? All right.
Stacked on your forehead.
Oh,
Because
no,
I
my
think-
original scarf is on my forehead. but
Because I think that not only are we going to end the session on that point, I immediately have a question for you right in after party, right now.
After party.
Are you just going to start collecting scarves from your victims?
like a serial
Serial
killer?
I think so, you guys.
Yeah, he's a
Like,
material
is it literally just going to be
serial
like that?
killer.
You're just walking around being like, "Oh, I got this one when I killed a dragon blooded over in the port,
Yeah.
and I got this one when I killed a child."
I'm just
Who looked at
realizing
me
that this
funny.
is our second murder assist.
True. I know. I keep stealing your kills.
Kill stealer.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Man,
all
I
good,
don't-
man.
I don't even know. Audience, that means that it's time for you to decide
is she
this
going
episode's
for?
decision point.
Something.
Fortitude.
But I am going to point out that one of you got an achievement today. One of the special achievements. Oh my God, what was it?
Who was it and what was it? What happened?
Okay, so I want all of you to lift your hands,
Okay.
right? Point
Okay.
up like this. And then on the count of 3, so on 3, I want you to point at who you think got the achievement. 1, 2, 3. You're all wrong.
What? Is it 5 fats? River
No,
Jade?
someone's pointing at me
No,
already.
River Jade.
You are all wrong. The achievement's name was It's Only a Game, and it was for the first player to shed real tears at the table.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
roll the tape.
Roll it
Can
again.
we burn it?
That shit's online.
Yay.
We saw some pretty good evidence, also of the of sharing kind of like what we needed to do in a combat situation. It's difficult, obviously, to run a combat when you're still kind of new to the system, but I enjoyed it. So here's what's going to happen: you're going to get your 5 regular experience, 1 solar experience for today's session, with the exception of our good friend Jess, who will get 2. She did score her achievement, and that achievement, by the way, is for the first player to shed tears. So no use like twisting a fork into your thigh.
Cry.
Just a little further.
Think of dead puppies.
Oh my God.
I don't know. What do people use?
5 and 2.
Golden puppies, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll wait for
no,
the,
5 and 1.
as we're waiting for the decision
Jess
points
got
to
2.
come in. Why don't we just figure out what you learned? We're actually going to start this time around with Pellio. So, Amir,
What did Pellio learn?
what did you learn? It could be something that either you learned or that's something that Pellio learned. Because I don't give a fuck.
Pellio,
Well, I do.
despite everything that he thinks he knows about himself, actually liked the fact that there was no bloodshed in the town.
Yeah.
I think he's got a heart. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Tune in next week.
Like,
He's got a heart.
I can only imagine, though, that this would be a very strange chronicle if we were like, okay, so on the one side we have Solars fighting to make their way in creation and remake it in their own image. And then death machines.
Behind every good solar is a death machine, for sure, yeah.
Liz,
Nyx's respect for the people she traveled with just went up exponentially because River Jade was willing to fight in a battle that she honestly didn't expect her to get involved with. Five Paths offering to copy out the letter. She's like, holy shit, this is going to come in handy. And Pellio successfully impersonated Lady Rain, which was a crazy good move. She's like really impressed.
I have thoughts about that, but we'll get to those in a bit. How about you, Jess?
Oh, okay.
So much.
So I've learned kind of what are some triggers for River Jade that I didn't know. I kind of knew they were there, but they kind of emphasized. But I'm not sure I want to share them.
Ooh.
Yet, anyways.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But then just stacking off of Pellio, she respects the hell out of his acting work. That went up.
Who doesn't respect the hell out of Pellio?
I know.
I mean
the acting.
The acting.
The acting.
Clarify.
The person is
She's
Scott?
kind of hating a little bit
dear.
now.
Oh dear.
Now we're going to be on a boat together.
It's close. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Five Paths learned that there's definitely some sort of connection to the south, Flame Tongue. I mean, you probably wouldn't speak it unless you spent some amount of time there or write in it. If you...
Sonny, there seems to be a bunch of references to the South coming up.
Interesting. Interesting.
How bizarre.
Interesting.
How bizarre. How bizarre.
But I'm going a twofer here. I learned that, Five Paths, I learned that Five Paths is really out of place without a hierarchy to fit into. So he's like, okay, I guess they're in charge, but I don't want them to be in charge, but I'm not in charge because I'm a monk. So is she in charge? You know what I mean? It's one of those.
That's fair.
So he's figuring it out.
We do have a vote. And the vote being for today's decision point, we have a couple of options. Pellio undoes Lady Rain and then becomes her. I stop mid-description to wave Liz off, you're disposing of the corpse. And River Jade tears Pellio a new one over the whole oath business. So that's a vote, 0, 1, or 2. You can throw that in there right now.
You're very
Very well, though. She does what needs to be done, guys. Someone's got to bury the corpse.
true.
Cut to some dude tripping over a stick in the ground. They're like, the hell is this?
Shouldn't leave a stick, please.
It's your shovel. Your shovel stick.
It's not just sticking up. She doesn't mark her graves.
Maybe you just carry a tiny little spade that you're just old spadesy.
Oh. But it flips
In
open like a
case of
switchblade.
graves.
Yeah.
You mean like a walking stick that just telescopes and
Yeah.
she's just like,
Yeah.
all right,
That would
shovel
actually
time.
be
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
That would show just how often she digs graves.
Well, the thing that I'm actually kind of interested in myself, I was going to say that there was something interesting that I had mentioned. What was it about?
I was talking about how Nyx's respect for the other members of the party went up. Right after I said that, you had something that you wanted to say.
Right. You had mentioned that you had respect because she engaged in a fight. That
He was willing to copy out a letter,
he was willing to copy the letter.
and he acted very, very well.
So, you want to read that one there?
I'd be happy to.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
I don't respect Pellio worth a damn. Amir, I respect. Oh,
I agree with that.
real brick wall.
Real brick
man.
wall.
You just- right here. Thank you.
Yeah, weirdness. A garden trowel. That's what I would mean by a spade.
I think there's an artifact in there somewhere. River Jade.
Magnificent grave
I need
digging
a
device.
special grave digging device. Thanks.
There's artifact weapon identification that turns it into a shovel. All right, that's fair.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's fair. You know.
It's practical.
I would point out that there's something kind of interesting to me about how when we're engaged in a game of Exalted, like there's a ton of charms in this book that are all about combat, and there are twice as many charms that don't involve combat at all. And the solutions that came up for this game, very specifically, there was a plan made. If we can get a hold of her clothes, I can just disguise myself as her, and then, I just did it, and then I basically just ran rampant through this town, acting my way out of everything. So,
Acting, folks.
it looks like we have our decision point. It is coming in. It is that River Jade tears Pellio a new one over the whole oath business.
I am surprised and very happy.
I'm also surprised.
I gotta say, if I may.
I'm okay with this. I'm all right with this. Hey, we've got more stuff coming up on this channel, right?
We sure do. Tomorrow we have Friend Request with special guests Jesse Sherman and Jonathan Silver, followed by Depth of Field with Ben Warner. What?
Okay.
Learn how to produce. And then on Wednesday, we have Cosplay Cave. Rosie is not available, so it will be special guest Bandit Spurs as our host,
nice.
and A-OK Cosplay will be our special guests. And they're A-OK. Did I get everything right? Thanks, Director Duck.
I also just want to say there was some pretty expert crawling along the floor today as well by Mr. Director.
By Director
See,
Duck.
I'm actually really curious as to whether or not his ass just showed up on camera while he was like
My
commando
favorite is when
crawling
he
his
tries
way
to get
along.
back into the chair. Like that's the
I
moment.
always miss that part. I see the part where he's over here.
This is the magic of cinema, folks. We're revealing it to you here.
The magic of cinema. I mean, that's one way of looking at it. We have been playing Exalted 3rd Edition. You can have a look at the book. It's pretty big.
Woo! Beautiful.
That is the core. There's now an entire other book just focusing on Dragon-Blooded, which is also huge, and just successfully kickstarted Lunars has come out. This game's just getting better and better. It is a great time to hop on. If you haven't, you can find out more about Exalted at onyxpath.com/exalted. Or is it theonyxpath.com? Someone check that for me.
If we freeze frame long enough, we'll be able to get an answer, probably.
theonyxpath.com.
Thank you, Mission Control.
// Exalted. You can have a look at it there. Honestly, definitely worth a look. I love this game. I love these players. I get to see them again in 1 week's time. Who knows? Maybe Pellio will dress up as somebody nice for once.
Maybe Pellio will die.
Wait. What?
I mean, on that note,
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know where that came from. I'm not saying anything. I'm just.
What do you have planned?
no, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Disguise myself as death.
No.
Is this real life? I mean, seriously though, like, are you planning on dying? Is that what's happening?
No. I'm not planning on dying at all. I was just saying. I mean, anything can happen.
Anything could happen on a ship.
Yeah, when you have 0 dots in sail. And you've never,
I don't think it
Do any of
I just
us
don't have my
No.
sea legs at all.
No, none of us have sails.
Oh yeah, this is going to be
Sweet
hysterical.
Jesus.
I've never left Nexus and I have no dots in sail.
Do we all just get seasick
I'm
the
gonna
whole
die.
time?
I'm dying on
That's
that
some
boat.
resistance.
I don't get to
fair.
That's my secret.
I mean, I wonder, are we still leaving on? Oh, bye.
Bye.